Hey guys, it is Julie B. Deep Dives here with my co-host Karl, and we are so psyched to be interviewing Reavis Dorsey from DUSTER tonight. Thank you so much for being here. You play Lyle on DUSTER, one of the top bodyguards or henchmen of Saxton, or the late Saxton now. Spoilers for DUSTER if people haven't seen the finale, but thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here to answer some questions and talk about the show. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm psyched about this. I loved Duster. I thought it was phenomenal. I really hope it gets renewed. I haven't heard anything yet on a renewal for season 2, but hopefully HBO doesn't screw up on this one and they renew it, because I know they've canceled a few other things that deserved to be renewed, but I have high hopes. I mean, I think they knocked it out of the park. The reviews were excellent. I believe the ratings were really good. It's hard to find ratings for streaming services, but I hear that the ratings were great.
Yeah. Everywhere I've checked, people have loved the show. All over, Rotten Tomatoes. I've just checked reviews, and people, some people were like, I didn't even think it was going to be good, but then all of a sudden just turned into it. And I remember at the premiere, I was talking to Evan, who plays Billy, and because we watched the first episode, he was like, man, I didn't think it was going to be this good. And I was like, I know, so it kind of surprised us how good, even just the first episode was. So he was like, this is going to be a great show. And it was. So.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting what we got. I mean, I thought, like, I'm used to covering really wild mystery box series and intense dramas too. I had just gotten done covering The Last of Us and The Handmaid's Tale, and I thought, oh, this is just going to be a fun little palate cleanser. These flashy cars racing around, and Josh Holloway just having fun with his usual charm. And no, it is way deeper than I ever imagined. It is like, there's this deep conspiracy web going on here that goes all the way up to Washington, D.C. It is so much more than I expected on the surface. It is really complex, and I loved it. I can't wait to see if it's going to be back for more. Hopefully it will. Yeah, it was awesome. And let's say hi to some folks in the chat here before we dive into some questions. So Dieter and Karl were both here super early. I'm just gonna scroll through that. Hey Dieter, I'm sure Dieter is you guys were really here early. Steve was here early. I'm just gonna scroll through these real quick. You guys are so funny. The enthusiasm of some of the folks here. The second that the stream gets posted, they start making comments. Kelly was here early. Yes, this is my first of 3 confirmed interviews for Duster. I feel really grateful and honored as someone who's new to having a channel to be able to do this. I really do. Hey, with Alice, nice to see you. Yeah, there's Dieter. Dieter got up super early. Dieter lives in Belgium, so he's 6 hours ahead of us, and he's my top moderator. He helps me out with so much for this channel, and so he's up in the middle of the night for him, helping us out.
He's an unpaid manager.
He's the unpaid manager. Yes. T-minus 62 minutes. Hey, Steve. Nice to see you, Steve. Let's see if I can catch up with you guys. Tabitha is here. Hey, Tabitha, nice to see you. And yes, we are on time. Muncher Luncher. Hey, Muncher Luncher. Oh, here's a new face. Haven't seen you before. Tony Gould, welcome.
Not a new face to me.
Oh, is this somebody you know?
That's my dad.
You said that's your dad. Wait, yeah. No way. That's awesome. Yeah. That is awesome.
What up, Dad?
Welcome. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. I was so psyched to see that you shared like a clip announcing you were going to be on here.
Yeah.
I think it was on Instagram, right?
Yeah, it was on Instagram. I love that. I'm always a big proponent of just sharing and networking, and showing what other people have going on. So once we talked about it, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely sharing that. So
Thank you so much for doing that. My channel is still new. September will be 1 year, and so I'm still working on networking and branching out, and I've gotten several interviews for other shows. So any exposure I get, it helps me out a lot too. So thank you for doing.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Here's another new one, Kristen Goodman. Is this somebody you know?
Yeah. I got some people on here. What's up, Kristen?
Nice. Nice. Awesome. Hi, Kristen. Let's see. Meister said, I was waiting in the lobby when I heard Reavis would be here. Hey, Jen. And I have been butchering his name when I was announcing this last night. It's Reavis for anyone who was unclear. Hey, Jen. Nice to see you. So if anybody has questions for Revis, you can type them in the chat and I will highlight them.
I
We've
saw
got
one. I saw one that I have to answer. I saw one.
You saw one? Is it this one?
I think it was. He was asking about the wardrobe for Lyle. Because let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to steal all my clothes. I was about to. Everything that I wore, I wanted to take it. But especially that brown jacket I wore in the last episode, man. That if I had to take anything, it would be that. It would be that right there.
That's what we were specifically going to talk to you about, that jacket. Like, did you get to take that one home? Because that was bad.
But I wanted to so bad. I tried, but I know it wasn't gonna work. But it was so cool. Like it almost made me want to go thrift shopping, like seriously. But yeah,
right. That was like such a throwback. That was such a cool jacket.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Tabitha said, yes, that was me. The wardrobe was so fly, Revis, that brown jacket. Yeah, it was dope. That was a really cool outfit. Yeah. Couldn't have been very cool, literally cool to wear that in that heat. Were you actually outside of the heat when you were filming that, or was that like were you outdoors filming that?
We were outside, but it actually wasn't it wasn't warm at all. To think about it, no, it was pretty. Luckily, it was cold sometimes, so it had a little bit cool weather, so it worked out. It wasn't bad at all.
And that was all filmed in New Mexico,
Albuquerque. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, so not far from where it actually was supposed to be, Phoenix, but out in the desert, because it looked boiling hot. I wondered like how comfortable it was wearing that kind of wardrobe out in that weather. But I guess that's cool because leather, not very breathable, but it looked awesome on you.
Yeah, that's why I said I never had to worry about it being too hot or anything. So I was comfortable, and but sometimes running in, how the 70s the guys had the heels on their shoes. That was a little uncomfortable sometimes, but I got used to it, so it was what it was.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and shooting a period piece, how was it? Like, was it fun, putting yourself in that mentality? Now we're on the subject of that, putting yourself in the mentality of like it's 1972 and you're dressing the part and you're like riding around. And I mean, did you actually get to ride in one of those classic cars too? Or were you just hanging out?
I drove one. I drove one in, yeah, which was cool because I never drove a classic car like that. So it was really fun driving that in. But yeah, just the timepieces, like being able to go to a different decade and kind of getting a feel for what it was is always so much fun. I mean, you think about everything that was happening at that time and the dress and the music and stuff like that. So it was fun to explore all that stuff.
I bet. Yeah, Karl is a huge car lover, classic car lover. So I know, like he's enjoyed the show for that.
Was that a
Karl,
Mercury you were driving, or do you remember? Was that a Mercury Cougar that you were driving in that last scene?
I kind of forgot. I'd have to look at it again. I think it was. I think it was. I'm gonna look back at one of my photos. I took a photo like the name on it and everything, but I think it was.
Okay. Yeah, pretty cool car for real.
Yeah.
They were all nice, especially that DUSTER, man. Oh gosh.
Did you guys get to take a spin in it? Were you guys doing?
Nah, I didn't get to. So.
Okay. Next season you'll do that.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. Dieter was saying, hi, Reavis. Thank you for joining my friend for this. And your dad here says, this is one that I was going to ask you anyway on my list. What started your passion for acting?
Man, it's kind of a long story, but I get like, I don't know. Growing up, I guess family time, we watched a lot of movies like together, you know, and I didn't realize at the time like what it was instilling in me, but just going to the movies, having dinner and watching the movies, I kind of I realized I started putting myself in different characters and I didn't even know it, you know, like first thing I can think of is like going to see Batman, Michael Keaton. Like I would vision myself as Batman, and I started doing that. But you know, as I got older, you know, just doing sports, and then I think I got into when I was going to college, I took a prereq class, TV1, and I just fell in love. You know, I started being everybody's talent, you know, in front of the camera, because everybody was scared to do it, but I loved it. And at that time, I decided I wanted to be a sports analyst because I wasn't playing sports anymore. So I was like, okay, what can I do with sports? And just learning how to write for TV, how to do everything behind the camera, in front of the camera. I guess I was like building my passion for acting, you know, and I kind of did a little bit of modeling, you know, towards the end of college. And I actually got the chance to be an extra on About Schmidt. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, so they actually filmed it in Lincoln. So, you know, where I was at, they put me right in front of the camera. So I was walking in front of Jack Nicholson all the time, just like, wow, this is cool. You know, so I think it was 2006 when I had moved to Phoenix and everybody was talking about, oh, they're doing a lot of, you know, films out here and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and dabble in this and see what's going on, you know. So I did some more extra work, but then I had my daughter, so I was out of it for a while. I had always still wanted to do it, but it was just at the time I was trying to figure out how to be a dad. So
right.
I had one of my friends kind of come to me because, you know, she knew what I did. She's like, hey, I have some friends that are, you know, they're doing independent film out here. And I was like, okay. Talked to them, auditioned, and they cast me on the spot. And then just all of a sudden, I just started, started working on a lot of things just here in Phoenix. Just kind of started networking to meet people. I was doing independent films, student films. I was just doing whatever I could, you know. And it at the time it was just like, okay, this is fun. But I had got to a point to where I was casting like my first lead role in a short film, and it was played at the Phoenix Film Festival. And when we went there, and we had showed it before, but this was the first time like in front of a big crowd. And we got there, and a guy was dressed in the same thing I wore in the short for Hell of a Deal, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then something just kind of, I don't know, it's like something clicked in my head. I was like, I like this. Like people are actually liking my work. They're coming up to me and like, you know, we had this old place called the Film Bar that used to show a lot of independent films, and people would always be like, hey, I watched this film or this short. I liked what you did and stuff. And I was like, okay, you know, like this might be something a little bit more than just for fun, you know. And then after that, just everything, like every year I started getting something more and more. And it just was like, I had this thing where I was like, if I wasn't on set, I would be upset, you know? And I just, when I'm on set, like, it just makes me feel good. Or if I'm having a meeting, talking to people about films and stuff like that. And that just started growing in me. And I was like, geez, I was like, this has really become my passion. And I didn't know, you know, looking back to everything I did, like how vital it was to, you know, to family, like just watching movies all the time and you know, spending quality time. And then everything just led to it, you know, being my passion. I was just like, this is just what I got to do for a career. This is what I'm meant to do. So
yeah. So like you found your calling. You found your calling.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool how you put, you know, you put family first though. Well, like that'd be tough, you know, like no, I gotta focus on my daughter first and then get back to, you know, pursuing acting, you know. That's awesome. I saw on your Instagram, I checked it out and it's awesome how, you know, I love when guys are like proud of being girl dads and, you know, like you know, like that's so cool. It's awesome. Seems like you have an amazing young daughter, and that's so cool. How you had your priorities straight, and then you found your way back. You found your way back to acting, and just it worked for you. And it seems like things have just gotten better and better. The different projects you've done, and now being involved with Duster.
Yeah,
it's so awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy how things happen. Like I said, just maneuvering, trying to be a dad. Because I think the first thing important to me was being a dad. Like I wanted to have a really good relationship with my daughter, and I do. Like it's probably the best relationship I will ever have in my life. But just then, being a dad, working, and then still going after this, it's just been like, it's tough. But I think anything that you want to do in life is never going to be easy. And that's something that you have to understand and accept, especially acting. Like you're told no 5 times a day, but it just takes that one yes, So as long as, with my story, like I just had to keep everything in perspective and focus on being a dad, being stable, and then still going after it. Like my daughter's told me sometimes, she was like, Dad, I've seen how hard you worked for everything and, to get to where you're at. And she had admiration for that because she's like, you taught me how to work for the things I want and the things that I love to do. So obviously I was doing something right. I didn't know. I was just trying to do what I thought I needed to do while still, loving my passion and wanting to do it. So it's been a journey for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've worked with some amazing people along the way too. I saw on your reel you were in some it was a really intense looking scene too with Eric Roberts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
funny that scene. So I don't know why, but that one day for that film, I shot 80% of my lines. And I don't know why they set it up like that, but it was tough. And so at the end of the day, that scene, when we had to do it, I was just like, I told the director, I was like, I need 5 to 10 minutes because I wasn't even ready. I don't even know how I got through it, but I just took like some time away and just went through it and the scene, and I had to feel it, and then just went ahead and did it. So it was kind of funny when I look back on that because it was kind of some adversity I had to fight through. Because it was a long day. I had so much dialogue, but it came out good. And it was, another thing too, it was cool just working with Eric Roberts, like a guy I grew up watching and everything, and then I'm sitting there working with him. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of a priceless moment.
And that
Yeah, I saw that. So Karl, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to ask you. That was from the film Top Gunner. Is that that one?
Top Gunner.
Mm-hmm. Top Gunner.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. And then I think, did you meet Mr. Roberts on, what was it? It was like peach cobbler or something cobbler.
Yeah. So I worked with him. I didn't really meet him that time. Yeah, I don't think we worked together for peach cobbler. I had a separate scene. So during Top Gunner was when I really got to meet him.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And what you were saying about shooting that scene, I read your IG post about that. That was really inspiring about facing adversity. That acting has got to be a constant exercise in facing adversity because of all the no's that you get and having to pick yourself back up and keep going out on auditions. And so like, what advice would you give to people about getting into that business or just rising? What have you learned from your career about rising to the occasion and fighting through that adversity?
Don't stop. I don't know what else to say. That's literally, it may seem cliche, but it's true. I've heard it a lot of times where they say the people that don't make it are the ones who don't quit. And it's true, because there's been many times where I wanted to quit, just frustrated from life, so much that I had going on. You hear no's all the time. I've gone to LA and done great auditions and I don't hear back. So it's like, you know what, forget it. Like, I'm done. And then you turn around and you get something. So it's like, it kind of taught me there's no way that I could quit. Because I mean, if I quit, how would I have gotten Duster? If I quit, how wouldn't I got the chance to work with Eric Roberts and, on down on the line? And so sometimes you have to sit back and reflect on like your journey. You have to look at, where was I a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago? Where was I 3 months ago? And if you've made progress, then there's no reason to quit. Like, you just can't, because then you're just giving up. So that's the biggest advice I have, is literally, like, seriously, do not stop. If you want something, keep going. The no's and the hard times is just going to build your character and prepare you for what you're going to get.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I find that so inspiring. Yeah. And that's the kind of mentality I'm trying to live by too. Let's take some questions from the chat again. So Tabitha asked, did you add any personal touches or improvisations to Lyle's character that fans might not know about?
I know a couple of my friends was like, why were you so mean? Like, and I think the first time when I don't know if I think it was the second episode where Jim comes and he's going in Sax's office and guy kind of stare him down. So, I worked in nightclubs part-time for like 7 years in the past. And my whole idea was, I'm in security. I don't like nobody. I'm here to protect Sax. So when I just made myself have this attitude with Jim at first. So like, I don't like him, and then I knew he was going to be scared, because when he walks in and sees all that plastic, he thinks he's going to die. So I'm giving him an attitude already, kind of to scare him, knowing what he's going to walk into. So just kind of, little stuff like that, where I build my character up, was based on how I feel about certain people, around me.
You were definitely mean mugging it, even in the first.
Yeah. That's what Lyle does.
Right. So.
We noticed that in the scenes with Saxton's men, like, you're almost all the time you're in like protective, like defensive mode. You're like your arms are crossed. You're vigilant. You're like you definitely seem like one of the top bodyguards. I noticed though there was only one scene where you were goofing off, which is you were playing air hockey in one scene with the guy. But in every other scene, like they're drinking or they're chit chatting, and you're serious and you're vigilant. So yeah. Well, did they tell you to do that, to do all of that? Like this, like you need to be vigilant, you need to be like this, or
Nope.
like, was that your interpretation?
Yeah, that was my interpretation. That's how I was like, that this is how Lyle's gonna be. He's no business, and he's straight up, and he's focused on taking care of Sax. That's it. So
yeah, it fit. Like I love your interpretation of that. Yeah, like Jen was asking, where did you get your inspiration for your henchman character? Have you watched a lot of mob movies? I noticed that you were in something before already related to the mob.
I think so. I've been in a lot, so that's I have to remember. You probably know you've done amazing research, so you remind me. But no, I think like I said before, it was just security. I think the place I did security at, we were very family oriented. We always took care of each other. We never, especially with security, we always did something in twos. We took care of each other. So I kind of just remember that. I remember a couple of times, I've gotten in. When we gotten into fights, kicking people out, like taking care of our staff, our waitresses and stuff like that. So I just kind of tried to carry that same attitude as I would if I was protecting my people at the club. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, Jen said the jacket was so badass. And Tabitha was like,
I should have took it.
I want that jacket too.
I should have took it.
It should have nabbed that thing. Yeah. Yes. Tabitha also asked, you could switch roles with any other character in Duster for a day. Who would you choose and why?
Oh man, that's a hard one. Man, who would I?
Well, you should switch up with Royce and toughen him up a little bit. He was crying, taking potatoes.
That's funny. I'll probably say Sax. Saxton, you saw how tough he was. How cool and suave he was, just handling his business, and just how he'd been doing that for a long time. Like nobody messed with him. He was just, especially like I love how he wasn't when he walked into that bar, just like he didn't care. You know, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna get my drinks, and you know, so I kind of like that. But if anybody, I would have switched and played Saxton.
Yeah, he walked in there. He didn't give a fuck.
No, he did not. I love that episode too. I was like, okay,
yeah.
He showed he was a badass too.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely.
And those people definitely need to be knocked around.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Oh man, Saxton, what an incredible role. I'm gonna really miss his character. What a shame that he went out like that, but he went out in a badass way. I'm actually I'm going to be interviewing him at the end of the month, Keith David, and I'm honored to be able to do it. What was it like working with him? I mean, my God, what an iconic actor.
Again, I mean, I've seen him in everything, you know. So many. I remember going to the movies, seeing him in Gargoyles. I mean, so like working with him was just, and it wasn't even like, you know, the times that we were around each other, I wasn't asking about film. We were just talking. He's funny. He's cool. You know, he's talking about certain things that he likes to do, and you know, hung out a couple of times. You know, while I was there filming. So just a real good guy, and that's what I was happy about. You know, because I think any famous person, you look at him and we glorify him and stuff like that, but then you don't really know who they are. You know, you just love them for their talent, but just meeting them and knowing that he's a good guy, you know, and seeing who he really is. I mean, that was the best part about it, you know. So
that's so cool because what they say, never meet your heroes, like people who are iconic. Like sometimes you meet them and it's like, oh my God, this person is awful, but that's so cool to know that he's just a chill guy and behind the scenes he's like that. That's amazing.
Keith is a straight legend for sure.
Oh, he is, you know, and that, like, I'm gonna try to go down and see him when he gets honored for his the Star on Hollywood Boulevard, you know.
Oh, is that soon?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to see when that is. I'm gonna go down because I mean, why not? You know, like you said, he's a legend. I want to be there for that.
Was anybody on set trying to do any Keith David impressions, like, you know, the Franks, the Beans?
I think there was one of the wardrobe girls that was asking questions about movies and stuff like that. They would always bring up, you know, stuff from one of his movies, and I just laughed and thought it was funny, you know. So
yeah, that is so cool. Congratulations to work with that guy for real.
Yeah, he's cool. He loves I didn't know he loved to sing. I had no idea. But that's
I hear he's got a jazz album coming out soon too.
Yes,
how about that?
He does.
And by the way, your dad said earlier, I have those clothes now.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
I know you.
Love it. Yeah. And I've got other questions here saved. So folks, I am going to get to your questions. But I see this one is a new one. I just want to highlight. This has got to be a family member, right? Belisha Gould.
Yeah, that's Sissy. What's up? You know, I would have, but no, the stylists were amazing too. They made sure we all look good. Like, I really hope they get nominated because the outfits were, oh my God, they were amazing. And they had everybody looking good. So I'm looking forward to them, you know, that group get nominated for sure.
Yeah, maybe they'll get a Emmy, stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They look.
I'll be waiting because man, I think we all wanted to leave with the clothes, honestly, for sure.
That's awesome. I love how your family members turned out like this. It's so cool. So shout out to Reavis's family here. And by the way, Doug Hughes popped in the chat. This is the man in yellow. I
got questions for you, Doug.
Right. So Reavis, I found out just before the live, is a huge fan of From, which is very close to our hearts here in this channel, in this community. So yes, Doug, Reavis has got some questions for you. What is the deal with the man in yellow? But it's pretty wild. Yeah, Doug is a member of our community at this point, and yeah, he joins us very frequently on lives. So,
nice.
The thing of it is, he is just as in the dark as everybody else. They keep that cast completely in the dark. No one knows anything about the mystery. Not a thing.
That's the dark too.
If they go out to the showrunners and ask questions, they're like, hmm. And that's it. That's all they'll get is out of John Griffin, the showrunner. Nope.
Everybody in
No
the dark.
information.
Everybody. Jeez.
Yep, indeed. Dieter's like, when are you joining the From cast? Yeah, maybe they need. You'd have to go up to Nova Scotia. That's where they film.
Hey, I'll join. If they want me, I'm there. That's it. I will be there. For sure.
Oh, we'd love it. We'd love it.
What kind of character do you want to be? Do you want to be up, or you want to be one of those random monsters lurking in the woods?
I want to be no monster. I want to be somebody new that gets into town and actually figures out what's going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's what I want to do. Yeah, lead everybody to figure out this is what's going on and help everybody get out. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and I gotta reiterate what Dieter said here. Shout out to Tony Gould for raising an amazing human being. Absolutely. Jen was asking, did you ask your parents or grandparents about the 70s and how the times were then as you were getting ready for this role?
They already told me. My whole life talking about, pictures and what they wore and what they did and stuff. So I've known my whole life. I grew up listening to 70s, 80s music. So yeah, it was already instilled in me.
Cool. Steve here wanted to know, he said, I see you're an Eagles fan. Are you from Philly? Just curious, because that's my neck of the woods.
No, I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, but I became a huge Philly fan in the early 2000s, like Donovan McNabb, and I roll with him. So
nice.
LaShawn McCoy, was he?
Yes. Yes. Come on, all of them. Brian Westbrook, like, come on. Yeah. Long.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dieter wanted to know, what was your favorite scene in Duster?
Obviously the end. Just the whole shootout. I think that was my favorite. So many moving parts. So much that was going on. It definitely had to be my favorite. And just being involved so much more. And that's why I liked it too. I'm not the one that, like sit on the sidelines. I'm always like, ooh, when am I gonna do something? What do I get to do? That's kind of him on set. So just being able to do more in that scene, and especially when they was like, oh, we got to get your action shot. I was like, yeah, let's go. So yeah,
I think Julie captured that one in her thumbnail. Yeah. That's an amazing shot with the camera underneath you. That's badass.
Yeah, I love
the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, you looked badass with that. Pointed the gun. Oh, that was cool. They gave you a great shot featured like that right there, front and center. That was cool.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm excited once that we had started getting towards the end of the day, and they was like. It's like, hey, come here, we have to get an action shot of you. I was like, oh, okay, let's go. So I was really excited to see that.
Nice. Yeah. So what was that like participating in a fight scene? That's got to be really challenging, a gunfight scene. Was it was it time consuming?
Yeah, I mean, it took a whole day. We rehearsed everything one Saturday, went through the blocks and what was going to happen and stuff like that. And then, the day we shot it was pretty much, we shot that the whole day, probably from like 6 or 7 till 6 at night. So.
Yeah. It seems like it'd be fun, like to participate in something like that, but challenging, really challenging.
Well, I mean, like I said, when you have a passion for it, you love those scenes like that. Because there's so much going on, and like you said, it can be challenging, but everybody coming together doing their part, and you see how it turns out. So yeah, I loved it. Yeah, but it was hard to say that stunt when the guy got hit by the car.
Yeah.
That was real. And like we were all sitting on the side, like ready to call the ambulance. But it was,
Oh, wow.
like, I gotta give it to those stunt guys, man. Like that they are a fraternity, like for real. So
That's wild. I was gonna ask about that. Like they must have used stuntmen. I knew they
yeah,
had
I
to
had my
use
phone in
stunt.
my hand, ready to call 911. Like, and we all, this was the shock value when it happened. We were all like, but I mean, that's what they do. He did
Wow.
amazing. He did an amazing job. Yeah.
There was a shot where Keith David's jumping, diving in front of the bullet to take the bullet for Royce. And it was like, oh my God. And you see him flying through the air. So I don't want, like they couldn't have used a stunt guy for that because his face is in the shot. That was
Right.
wild.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was real.
he was straight parallel to the ground, man. That was amazing.
Again, we forgot that we were filming something. We was like, oh, you guys all the ambulance. But yeah, well, amazing. They did amazing.
He still got it, I guess. Huh?
He still got it. That was phenomenal. Yes, like Dieter said, that was an amazing scene.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that you get more. Like, I really hope that they renew season for season 2, and like you get to participate in more scenes like that. That would be so dope.
Yeah, I'm waiting just like you guys are. I mean, I was telling everybody that I was like, make sure to watch the finale because I didn't want to tell everybody like what would happen, but seeing it, it's my character like moves up in the ranks. I mean, Billy's
Yes.
on and all the other guys. It's like I'm right there, and like every day I wake up and my heart is pounding just because I'm ready for season 2 and just have more of a role. Like I'm so ready for that.
It looks like Greek Sal and his henchmen open up a lot of job opportunities for everybody, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna take Billy's spot or what?
I hope so. I mean, Billy ain't there anymore, so I mean, I'm next in line. So that's why I said I don't like to be in the waiting stage. I just want to enjoy the moment, but it's hard. Like I wake up every day just ready for that email, just saying, hey, we renewed it. This is what's gonna happen. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm like super excited, like, and especially for this is probably the biggest thing in my career right now, which will be that big break that I need, just knowing where my character is gonna go. So
yeah, absolutely.
We're hoping for that too, man. We love the show, and we love your action shot, and I'm ready to see how you move the organization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely I think about it every day already, how Lyle will be played out, how he's gonna be and everything. So yeah, I'm ready.
Right on.
Yeah. Yeah, I really hope he gets to move up. Lyle gets to move up, and I think that's a good sign. The fact that they featured you like that in that scene, and so many people got shot and taken out. So, yeah, I could see them having plans to move Lyle up for next season.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's the idea. Like just some of the lines. I remember even Sax was like, get Royce and Lyle telling me this here, and then them not killing me off. I'm like, well, everything's done for a reason. So
yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Tabitha had a question. If Lyle had a bumper sticker on his car, what would it say? I don't know.
He'd probably say "fuck off." He probably was something like that. He probably would. Yeah, he probably would. His attitude, this is a tough dude. Yeah, he'd probably say something like that for sure. So
yeah. Yeah. She also said, let me see. Imagine Lyle had to go undercover at a 70s disco club. What would his undercover alias be?
I don't know. Maybe he had to be undercover. Maybe a bartender. I could see him doing that. Yeah, bartender. Yeah, do something different than security. Kind of blend in a little bit. Yeah.
Hey Bill, Bill Chill is here. Lyle about to bring back the common sense swag.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Hey, Kristen says, being that we live in Arizona, do you think it was well represented despite being filmed in New Mexico? I loved that it represented the Southwest culture and touched on the Native American presence.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. I think with that being depicted in there, it definitely did. It had to. And I love that everything was so authentic to what Phoenix was back in back in the 70s. That's another thing that I heard from a lot of people, that they were just like, wow, like this is Phoenix back then. And I think also what I loved about the show was it it had different cultures in there. You know, you look at the cast, you look at the different cultures of the cast and what they pointed on in the show, and I love that. You know, I think that needs to be shown more. So doing this and it being a popular show, like people loved it, it's putting more out there. So I think it represented a lot of different facets in the show, and hopefully people did pay attention to that as well. You know.
Yeah. Um, Absolutely. Yeah. I think they did a great job capturing everything, including taking place in 1972. Um, I noticed in your background, you also said you were writing and directing too, like that you are interested in both. Um, is there something that you're most passionate about, or like are you mainly pursuing acting right now? Are you still doing the other two
So
pursuits?
yeah, it's mainly acting, but I think once you get into this world, you want to do everything. And I just think that's being a creative. It's whatever genre it is, you just kind of become interested in every part of it. You know, throughout my journey, I find myself writing like different ideas for films, or I wrote a little bit. It got to a point, I think it was in last year, where I decided to take something like write something small, and I had a videographer that wanted to film it, and I had a friend, so I went ahead and filmed it, directed it, acted it, wrote it all at once, and I just wanted to be able to do that. But I'm also working on a lot of independent stuff here. There's my really good friend. I don't have a big brother, but he's like my big brother. Sydney Smith. He's a comedian, but he writes amazing scripts. Like, we've already shot probably 2 or 3 short films together already that were really good. We're working on stuff now because he has a lot of scripts. We're just working on what platform we want to do when we want to film it and stuff like that. So definitely look, stay tuned for stuff like that. But it's just being a creative. You want to do so much, and you have so many ideas, which I have had. And I think meeting different people, I've gotten an opportunity to actually, work on these independent projects. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, and Bill Chill was wondering if writing is a hobby, skill, or a form of therapy for you.
I wouldn't say it's a skill. I'm not the best. Now I have a basis for idea, which I think sometimes are great. I do have some really great ideas and premises for films. I wouldn't say writing is my best. Um, I wrote a little bit. I have another one that another friend wants to do. It's kind of like I'll share it. It's kind of like a modern day agent, kind of nonverbal, kind of action comedy. But I did write probably like a short film about it, and my friend read it and loves it. Like, he wants to film it. So it's just, sometimes I've had these ideas where it's just been the premises, and then a couple of them have ended up being an actual script. So it's just it just comes out, and I don't know.
Yeah. Awesome. That's so cool. That you can be diverse like that and dabble in the different aspects of creating this film, whether it's acting, writing, or directing.
Yeah.
Um, and with Alice, here was wondering what's next for you, or have you considered that far out yet? What are you aspiring towards in your career next? Where would you like to go with it?
I mean, sky's the limit. I audition all the time, constantly. My manager is sending me stuff. So I'm always looking for what's the next thing. I don't like to just like DUSTER was amazing. I want there to be more seasons, but I'm just not hanging my hat on that. I like to focus on what's the next thing because, once you get done one project, that's it. You're looking for what am I going to do next? So I think right now is just continue auditioning, continue training, working on these independent projects with, my team that we have, and seeing what we can do with that and what platforms, and just keep plugging away. It's kind of a nonstop thing. You don't want to stop working. Whatever you can do. If you're not filming, you want to be writing. If you're not writing, you should be training. So you should always be doing. You've got to do something, and that's what I try to do.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah. And yeah, you have the right attitude, to keep going. Like our friend Doug Hughes, he had that same can-do attitude. That's what you have to have in that business. It's a tough business, and you just got to keep pushing through and reach for the stars. Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So you clearly have what it takes to keep going. And you've already worked with some amazing people. Hey there, Christina Fristo, swag superstar Reavis.
That's the lady right there. That's
is
my
this
manager.
one of your friends?
That's my manager right there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Katrina.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. I'm just glad I'm so thankful that she believed in me. And we talked about, there was, I was with her a long time ago, and then I kind of went on my own. But then I knew that in order to get where I needed to be, I needed to get back with her. And we talked, and she don't just take anybody, she's focused on her work. So the fact that she wanted to represent me again meant a lot. And that gave me a lot of confidence, because I was like, all right. And then next thing you know, here comes DUSTER. So I believe in her. I listen to her. I trust her with everything, because I wouldn't get to where I am without her. So
that's awesome. Yeah, you obviously have a great support system around you, like turning out and being in the chat here. And that's amazing. Like,
yeah,
clearly, an awesome manager, awesome family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes community. That's what I believe. You can't do everything by yourself. So
it's great. It's great. 100%. Believe in you. That's what we're all about here in Julie's community as well. So
yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Alice wanted to know, is there a lot of downtime between these all-day shoots? If so, what do you guys do to pass the time? Did you get to hang out a lot behind the scenes with the cast members at all?
Yeah, usually when they're between takes, when they have to move the camera, when they're changing, the scenery and stuff like that, we're chilling, and they have standings. So that's the time where, I got to talk to a lot of the other actors and meet them. Like, Josh, what you see Josh as Jim, like Jim is Josh. That's who he is. He's just so chill in real life, sitting and talking with him. And, he had his wife on set one day, just a cool guy. So it's easy for him to play Jim. They're just talking to everybody else, Keith and Sydney and Rachel and Ben. I made a lot of good connections. Even the the two henchmen that got away at the end, like, just good dudes. I stay in contact with all of them. Just a lot of great people, and that's always a good thing too. Like, getting on set and working with great people who there's no egos. Everybody wants to work together to make something great, and what else can you ask for? You want to go to work and have great coworkers, and that's what happened. So it was great, and I loved it.
That's fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. With big names like this, there could be egos sometimes, but that's awesome, because you've got Josh Holloway, you've got Keith David, and J.J. Abrams himself, the showrunner, so just to know behind the scenes, they're cool people. That's awesome.
Yeah. Like I said, you just never know, but then you get to meet them, and it's so much. It's cool.
Yeah, like JJ himself, yeah, I mean, he's a legend. He worked on Lost and Alias and some Star Wars movies and stuff. Did
Yeah.
you interact much with him?
I didn't interact with him too much, but I know the guy who was the driver, JD, he's a really good friend of mine, and he's good friends with JJ. He's constantly worked with them and talked about how cool he was. Like I said, I never interacted much with him, but I from what JD said and everybody else, he's cool. Again, no egos, just a cool, creative guy. And Latoya, she's so nice. I had to thank her again for just having me on the project. Like, yeah, that's all I could do. Just thank her because they didn't have to, but they did. So,
This is so sweet. Your dad said, "Thank you, Katrina, for taking care of my son." Aw. Yeah, what an awesome you clearly have such an awesome family and support system here. And Katrina saying hi, Ms. Gould. That's so sweet. I love it. It's so lovely.
Yeah. I think, like I said, it's important. You gotta have a good team, good people all around. That's what matters.
Absolutely. Everybody needs someone. No one is an island. We need some support around us to flourish, I think.
Right.
Everybody needs that.
Right.
Dieter said, Reavis, it's amazing to learn more about you. I definitely want to check out more of your work. And yeah, and yet, like, have you done I noticed you've done a mixture of genres, drama, you've done comedy, action, sci-fi, like you've done a little of everything with the different short films and other films you've been in. Um, is there any, like, well, first of all, like, what genre would be your favorite, and like, what's your favorite role that you've played?
I don't know if I have a favorite because I like doing everything. I really do. I don't like being stuck in just one genre. I don't. I like to challenge myself and do something different. But I will have to say my favorite role was the salaryman in Hell of a Deal. I guess it was my first time really being like the lead in a short film, and the director, he's a really good friend of mine now too, like just family. But during the audition, they said they didn't expect for a guy like me to get the role. Like, it's not what they were looking for. But when I went in and auditioned, I went in and did it the way I had prepared. And they said, okay, we want you to do it this way. So one thing I've always learned, especially in in-person auditions, you control the room. Like, this is they gave you the audition, so you take control. So I told them, okay. I was like, give me 30 seconds. So I turned around and just kind of went through the scene again and figured out where I could change it to give them what they wanted, and turn around and did it. And so they cast me. He would always talk about that after. And I was just like, well, as an actor, you have to be workable. Like, I'm not going to come in one way and I can't do it different. Like, no, you want me to do it different? All right, I got you. But just everything in that film, it was just so much fun. And I got to explore playing a different character, so I just love it. That's going to be a character that I will always love.
So cool.
Yeah, the salary man.
There was one in your audition reel that was wild. And I was curious about it. I wasn't sure which project it was from, but he was ranting at apparently voices in his head and putting a gun to his head, and that was crazy. Which project was that from, and how did you get into that headspace to film a scene that intense?
So that was just a trailer. Again, like I said, the guy I'm working with, Sydney Smith, when we first met 8 years ago, he had this project called Soul Betrayal. He wanted to film for that. So I auditioned, got to meet him. I didn't get cast as the main role, but just doing that at first, he didn't have his team set. So, he pushed it back a little bit, and we became friends, and then we started working on some other stuff, Section 17, Mother's Day. but I kept bugging him because Soul Betrayal is like, it's like I've never read anything like it before, and I want to film it so bad, and like I have the lead. So we, he finally decided, he was like, all right, let's shoot a trailer for it. And so that was part of the trailer that we shot for it. Like I said, we're just working now and trying to, work on our funding so that we can really get that film. But the headspace, like the character goes through so much. It's up and down, which I like because that's a challenge. But at the time, he's drinking, he's having issues with his wife. So I just found a spot to where I just let that come in, and I didn't let it go. I wanted to feel that part of, just not caring about anybody and drinking. And I just found myself in that mode, and I just stayed like that on the couch. So I remember when they had to change cameras and stuff, I just stayed in it. And I thought to myself, I was like, that's how he's going to be when he's drinking and mad. Like, I'm talking to myself because what people could have been criticizing him as his whole life. So he's fighting these demons. And that's what I wanted to portray, when he was at that point that in what you saw. So.
Well, it was incredible. I really hope you get to film that because I was blown away. That was amazing. Like I believed that performance. I believed you were talking to these imaginary voices in your head, and oh my God, like that's amazing. You clearly have range to do all kinds of things. I mean, you've been in all kinds of genres, and so yeah, I hope that they get around to filming that. I know it can be tough to get projects off the ground in this business.
Yeah, that's one thing that, once I get to where I need to be, in my acting, I'm definitely going to. I've told a lot of people here in Phoenix, I was like, I know you. When I get what we need, we're gonna start working on stuff. That's one thing I believe too is, I'm definitely giving back to the film community here. I know there's a lot of talented people, talented writers, crew, actors, and once I'm in a position to fund some stuff, I'm definitely getting that stuff off of the ground. Like that's not even a question, because there's just too many different stories to tell, and the right people to do them. So yeah, absolutely.
We've got another family member here. Aura Gould says, proud of you, nephew.
Thank you, Charlie.
Nice. Nice. Oh, love it. God, I love the support coming out here for you. Mm-hmm. So cool. Katrina said all actors fight demons, so to speak. Oh, I believe it.
You know what? She's right. She's so right. Just as I was saying before, it's like the challenges of life. It's even like some of the training that I do for acting. There's a lot of stuff that we do that we just don't think about. The conversations that we have, how we respond to different people. You just don't think about that. So when it comes to acting, it's like personally, I pull from real life. I've gone through a lot, just like anybody else has. So that's what I pull from, when she talked about demons, just like when I'm battling, trying to juggle being a dad, work, and acting at the same time. How am I going to do this? Sometimes I didn't, might have been struggling with certain things, but I've experienced it. So I pull from everything that I've gone through in life in order to portray certain characters and certain emotions, so, and then just the career, just the journey itself, like hearing no's every day could break somebody. Like, just think about that. Like you bust your ass to do something, you get an audition, you think you did great, then you just don't hear anything. Like that could destroy someone. So you have to fight the demons in order to keep on going, because like I said before, if you quit, then you quit. You don't know where you've gotten to. So yeah, she's right. Like every actor deals with demons, whatever they are, they deal with them. So it's like, just use it.
It sounds awesome. It sounds like you turn no into next. Turn no into next and keep going.
Yep. It's like, sometimes it's with auditions, now like they're virtual, you submit. self-submit. So I when I get done, I get it ready, submit it, and then I go about my business. Have I hung on to some auditions? Yeah, you know, like, oh man, I want it. But you learn that you can't do that because, like you said, it's just you submit and then you have to move to the next. You know, it's not even getting a no. You never get a no, really. You don't get contacted, but you have to get in the space of knowing when I'm done with this audition, I'm moving on to the next. Like I'm moving on with my day. That's it.
That's a great mentality to have. It really is. And you gotta have a can-do survivor mentality to make it. Yeah. Um, Mr. Grant Gregory AI came in here and he said, question, do you ever think you would do the goodbye in a longer format?
The goodbye. I yeah, I could.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. I think he had another question I was laughing at too.
Oh, really? Let me see.
Yeah, I think is that the same one who said, "What's my favorite cigar?" That's a good question. Actually, I don't know. So, I kind of deal with a best friend of mine. We've been going out, try cigars every now and then. I can't say I have a favorite because I'm trying to figure out what my favorite is. I don't know yet. Every time I go, I try something different. So I'm still figuring that one out. What's your favorite?
Yeah.
Sounds like you like cigars.
Yeah. What's your favorite, Grant? Bill Chill, yes, perseverance and resilience, absolutely. And Katrina said Revis is no quitter. He champions on to the next. Awesome. That's amazing. That's amazing. He says Valerius Cuban cigar.
Okay, you know what? I have had a Cuban cigar once. I have. That was good.
Was it was it a Cohiba?
I don't.
Or a Monte Cristo?
It might have been a Cohiba. It might. All I know is I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. So that might be at the top of my list. I only had it once, but I liked it a lot.
I think the Cohibas are the most popular coming out of Cuba. There's a lot of good cigars out there.
Yeah, some good ones.
Tabitha said, love that analogy and your hard charging mentality, Revis. Truly.
Thank you. Yeah, I advocate that for anybody. Like, I don't care what you want to do in life. You got to have a mentality of not quitting. I don't care what it is. Everybody like so I always say, like, people who are close to me and I know, like, in order for us to have like a real relationship, you have to have substance. Because I feel like people who haven't been through anything don't know how to deal with life. You go through life just la 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 la, and something happens and it breaks you and crumbles you. Like, you have to be able to go through something, deal with it, and keep moving, because that's what life is about. It's your challenge every day to see what you can handle and what you can deal with. So substance is a big thing to me.
Oh, that is so true. I've seen people who had really privileged lives and then they're gonna break the minute anything happens. And yeah, I've never been one of those people, and I don't know why, but a lot of the people in my community here tend to struggle more than the average person. We have a lot of struggles, and so we know exactly what you're talking about. You have to just be a fighter and don't quit no matter what is thrown at you. Absolutely. And your dad said Monte Cristo.
Oh, this guy y'all doing some researching. Oh,
what is this, Grant?
He is doing some researching. He is doing well, obviously Aaron Pierre is playing the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I've actually had I don't know what he got cooking up, but like I said, unfortunately I've met a lot of nice people in the industry here. Another guy that I know, he actually did he did an entity of Freddy Krueger that he filmed that with the kid. I always forget his name, but he actually had the kid that was in there too. But he contacted me yesterday and was like, hey, do you still have that Green Lantern outfit. I was like, no, like the tour, you know, he was like, well, I'm coming up with something, so just stay tuned. So I don't know what he has cooking up, but it obviously has to be some fan something, and I'm down for it because like I want to be like, that's one of my things. I want to be play as a Black superhero. Like I really want to so bad. Like I'm a huge fan. So I want to do it like in whatever capacity I can. That's like a big goal for my career. So I would love to still be Green Lantern, but it's taken. So
yeah. Mr. Grant is a real film buff. So yeah, he does his research for sure.
I like
Absolutely. Um, let's see. Katrina said, "I'll smoke a cigar with you next trip to Albuquerque. Let's get you on an El Tigre." I don't know if I'm saying that wrong, but
yeah, we're gonna be Kat. We're gonna be celebrating some more stuff soon. So for sure, you already know. Yes.
yeah, absolutely. Like you have anything up speaking of celebrating stuff, but do you have anything upcoming? I saw on Instagram, it looks like you've got something coming up soon, a short film that's going to premiere. But I know you probably have NDAs, so you can't really talk about it.
Well, no, that's more of a SAG one. I think I was working with someone with another friend a couple months ago, so he's gonna try to premiere it in September here in Phoenix. So we're working on that. Yeah, it's done filming, so he's just getting it prepared to have a premiere somewhere. So yeah, I'll definitely be showing that. I had a good part in there too. Got to do a little drama. Yeah, I felt good about that one. So yeah.
Nice. Cool. Grant asked what does the SG tattoo stand for?
Oh
Want to
man.
share that?
Yeah. Well, you know, back home in Omaha, I was well, still, I'm in a fraternity called Theta Alpha Psi. And you know, you get a big brother name. And when I was, you know, getting into my fraternity, it was a tough time. You know, I was going through college. My mom was sick. There's just a lot going on. And I found myself excelling at everything. You know, I had a scholarship, so my grades didn't slip. I was working too and had a girlfriend at the time, and nothing faltered. I was just trying to be the best I could at everything I was doing. So once I got the chance, I think somebody was telling me, actually, yeah, somebody did tell me, because I was like, I got to think of my big brother name, and they was like SG. I was like, what? And they told me, they was like, well, everything you do, you're trying to do it to your best ability. So it came with satisfaction guaranteed, and I was like, that's it. So
Nice.
Yeah. And it was my first tattoo, so it means a lot. I'm in my fraternity until the day I die. I love those guys. They constantly give me life too. They're always supporting me and always there for me. So I love my bros. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's a good question.
Yeah. This is, yeah. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Grant said, "Nice. I thought you were a Stargate fan."
Yeah.
LOL with SG on your chest.
That's a good.
Yeah.
Hey, Steven, I think I would be too. I think I would be too, for sure. No doubt.
Yeah. Dieter wanted to know, how did stepping into a decade like the 70s change the way you thought about the story's stakes or struggles? I mean, what was it like? Yeah, I guess stepping into a role like that back in that setting.
It was different. So, you know who I think embodied that a lot was Rachel. Like, when I first saw that first episode and she put up like being a Black woman trying to, you know, be a FBI agent, she showed that. And like I had to pull her aside and tell her, I was like, you did amazing. You know, like she showed how difficult it was during those times, you know, for Black people and, you know, trying to, you know, be in the position she wanted to be in. So knowing at that time the challenges and what was going on, you know, you think about that. That's in the back of your head. to make sure that that's shown and depicted through the series, if needed, with whatever's going on. So yeah, you think about that at that time. But like I said, Nina Rachel, she killed it, and she showed she yeah, you watch it again and see how she portrayed her character, and being a black woman at the same time. So she had a lot of adversity, being who she was at the time, and showed that. So
yeah,
it was
absolutely.
And you could see it. And I know I saw that watching her performance. I was just like, wow.
100%. Yeah, that she was amazing, dealing with not only racism but sexism, in the workplace and all of that. Yeah, and and then Saxton, dealing with racism, and it was so satisfying watching Saxton beating up those racists with with Jim. That was amazing too, because obviously that was rampant even more out in the open in 1972. So.
And his character showed how he just didn't back down from it, and I'm glad that they did that, just to show that he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go where I want and do what I want, and stood up for himself, and especially in that time, so
Yeah. Got a question here from with Alice, and I was wondering about this too. Like, do you like playing the hero or the villain more? Which one is more fun? Like, you're definitely you're on the criminal side. So in this type of role, what do you find more enjoyable or challenging?
You know what? I had an audition. They didn't follow through with the film, but I had an audition. Like, it was a group audition like a few years ago, where I played the antagonist. And they were all having a conversation in the kitchen at a funeral, and my character just bust in like, y'all say what? And he was an asshole. And I realized that I can play that, and I can play it very well. It's weird. It's not challenging to me. It's fun. I want to be the hero and all that stuff, but I can definitely play the villain, and I know I can play a great villain as well. So again, like I said, I like to be versatile, because I feel I can do anything, so you might see me as a hero one day, you might see me as a villain the next. So it's
Yeah, or doing something comedic too. Like,
I love comedy, especially that, the one I did with Sydney Smith, the Mother's Day. Yeah, that was it's fun to me. I love it. It's so much fun. It's like I can explore, awesome. I like to be silly and joke around and stuff like that. So when I can do that, that's like natural to me. So
absolutely. Yeah. And Steve had a good question here too. Which actor do you look up to the most and has influenced your journey as an actor?
There's a couple. There's obviously Denzel, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Will Smith. I say those guys because you go to the movie to see them. You might not even know what the movie's gonna be, but once their name is there, you're like, oh, can I buy my ticket now? I've seen Denzel is just, he's the staple to me for any actor. I've listened to a lot to what he says and how he goes about life and how he goes about his profession, and I value that. Leonardo DiCaprio, not to offend anybody, but me and my sister was talking about this the other day. When I first saw him, I thought he was retarded. And, I'm seriously, he played that character so well. I was like I saw him in Titanic, and I was like, that can't be the same guy. But just to see how he is, and then in Django, like during that scene at the table, like he really cut his hand, but he just kept going, and like he is so good. And Will Smith is just his box office. You go to see him. It shows his movies. I love like I Am Legend. I feel like that was the first time I seen a movie like that. It reminded me of Castaway, and I say Tom Hanks too. Tom Hanks, I got to put him in that list. But just seeing how those guys, they take those characters and it's like they put themselves in it, you know. And I just love their performances and what they're capable of doing. So I've always been drawn to anything that they do and anything that they say. I value that and take that along with my profession as well.
Yeah. Amazing. There's still a few more questions if you want to take a few more.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold you up.
Oh no, we're here. We're having fun answering questions. I'm good.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah, because we've got so many great questions. So Tabitha said that first of all, she said Reavis brings an authentic charm and spontaneity that makes Lyle pop on screen. That fight scene, wow, yeah, that sure popped. I agree.
Thank you. Hey, that's what I want. I want to give you guys so much more. You know, I really do. Like, trust me. So thank you.
Yeah. Tabitha also said, I read you studied journalism and broadcasting before acting. How did that transition happen? Did you find that your background in journalism influences how you approach scenes or the way you think about storytelling as a whole?
Jeez, you guys know me better than I know myself now. Like, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't realize how much that background in schooling was going to lead to what I do now. I like had no idea. You know, that's why, you know, I started in engineering but once I got that TV class, I just loved everything about it. So being able to, like I said, write and using the cameras and the lighting and all that stuff, it grew my passion. And I think it did help me. It helped bring out some of that creativity that I have now. It just blossomed into this. So I'm actually thankful that I did, you know, get a bachelor's degree in that, because it was pretty much my foundation for my acting and everything else that I do now. It really was.
That's awesome. Yeah, love it. Yeah, because I mean, I think, yeah, you know, sometimes we don't, you know, we take different paths in life than what we expect, you know, like, you know, I majored in writing and rhetoric, and I was thinking I was gonna do some type of editing work, you know, like maybe copy editing for a publishing company or, you know, just writing books. But, you know, I eventually wound up using those skills for something else. Like it didn't go to waste. Now I'm using it for my channel and writing my video scripts. And yeah, so I think it's you know, not everybody like figures out exactly what they want to do with their life when they're a kid and they follow that path. You know, you have rare cases where that happens, but we follow different paths in life and you never know where it's going to lead. And it seems like you really found your calling with what you're doing. You're exactly where you need to be.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know, you know, like I said, with that degree, I thought I was going to be a sports broadcaster, but knowing how difficult it is and how much you have to sacrifice, it just wasn't appealing after college, you know. But just, you know, falling into, you know, like I said, a little bit of modeling and then the extra work and then everything else that followed, it just one thing led to another, you know, just follow the breadcrumbs and let things fall in line. And it happened. And yeah, I couldn't ignore it. I tried, but I can't. So
yeah, this is just what you're meant to be doing, clearly. Samuel here. Hey, Samuel. He said, are you excited for highest to lowest? Spike Lee, Denzel Washington, and Jeffrey Wright are going to be in that.
Yes. I mean, come on. Yeah, definitely excited for that. I mean, another Spike Lee joint, you know, and then anything with Denzel. And I really love Jeffrey Wright too. I don't feel like he's appreciated enough. I saw that he was on the Last of Us season 2, and I loved every scene that he was in. Like, I wish he was in it more. I know he's probably gonna be in it more in the 3rd season, but I love Jeffrey Wright. He's so good.
Yeah, we needed a lot more of him in that show, for real.
Yeah. I want him to just take over in that show.
Hey, do you remember him in Boardwalk Empire? Dr. Narcisse.
Yeah. He knows. He knows.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
Steve had a question. Oh, well, he had a statement. He said, I think Reavis would make an awesome John Stewart Green Lantern. He's got the build, the presence, and chops for it. Dieter, email James Gunn. Dieter is my basically unpaid manager. Dieter, email James Gunn and let him know we've got his John Stewart Green Lantern. And then he said, question, if you couldn't be cast as John Stewart Green Lantern, which supervillain would you want to portray, DC or Marvel?
Man, that's a I don't know, because like right now I don't know where Marvel's going. I feel like after these next couple movies they're gonna transition to X-Men, and then DC is starting everything all over with James Gunn. That's a hard one. But I would definitely I would have to look, because I wouldn't mind playing a villain for either one. But especially the way how Marvel has done their villains, I love it. You think of Thanos, Ultron, Loki's transitioning to a hero. They've made these villains important. Even Kang, so they've made them a focal point, and it's kind of like they're not the villain, but like the antagonist as well. So I think I would kind of sway more to playing a villain for Marvel, just because how they are with their villains. I think I would do Marvel more.
Yeah. Mr. Grant also asked, I hear Eric Roberts is a nice guy behind that camera. Is that true?
Yeah. He is. So earlier when I was talking about that scene that I did from that clip, nobody else really said anything about everything I was doing that day, because it was a lot. So after that scene, I was walking by his trailer, and he said, "Hey, he said, hey man, good, you did a really good job today." And I was like, I kind of got a little big headed for just a second, but he didn't have to say that. He didn't have to say that at all. I wasn't looking for any praise or anything. So him noticing that and mentioning that, and then I think, I don't know, I reposted it. But there was a post that I made on IG. Again, I think what you were talking about, but I had done it like years ago. He commented on it because I have another friend that is from Phoenix, Burke Floyd, that he's really good friends with. And I guess they were having a conversation about me at one point. And he commented that he's like, yeah, I was talking to Burke about you, how well you did that day and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, he's a good guy, because he didn't have to say that. So I really appreciated him for that. And, he would joke around on set. We would take pictures and he would cover people's face. He's cool. I like him a lot. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, Katrina said, thank you, Julie and team, for this fantastic deep dive interview conversation. I got a split, but please stay in touch. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to do this interview. And she said, Trav, I love you.
She just typo. I love you, Kat.
I was saying, who's Trav? Yeah.
Yeah, I love her. I love her so much. Yeah.
She seems wonderful. Just showing up and showing support like that. Rev, not Trav. Yes. I was like, wait a minute, is that your nickname or something? Gotcha. Your dad said Marvel. Is he a Marvel fan, huh?
Yeah, he was saying Marvel too. Yeah, he agrees. Definitely.
Yeah.
Marvel. It would be fun. It would be fun.
I bet that would be fun for sure. Yeah, Steve. Marvel's villains are portrayed as fully believing they're the good guys, and that's what they're doing is for the benefit of humanity, which makes them easy to identify with.
He is absolutely right, and that's why I love it. Like that. I mean, you think about Thanos, what he wanted to do. I mean, it makes sense. He was just trying to save humanity because they were overpopulated. But just the way he went about it, nobody wanted that. So yeah, that's why I love what they do with their villains. I love it.
That's so cool. Yeah. Our friend Doc here, he's really into like Godzilla movies and stuff like that.
Uh,
I don't know if you ever watch any of that, but do you have any favorite giant monsters from any movies or kaiju, which are a little lesser known? But
okay, so right now I'm really loving the whole monster universe, what they're doing right now with Godzilla and King Kong. I love it. Even the show, me and my daughter are watching it, and I was like, this is really good. So I think that I like King Kong. They really made him, I don't know if you want to say lovable, like relatable, like everybody likes him so much. And I kind of like the way he has a human element to him, and I like that. I think King Kong is my favorite right now. And I like that whole universe, what they're doing. I think they're making another movie too. When I read a few months ago. So I'm excited to see that. Yeah.
cool. Um, if you don't mind answering this one, this is a cool question. Tabitha said, as a girl dad, do you ever think about how your daughter might see the characters you play one day? And does that influence how you approach them or how much of your heart and passion you pour into these roles? Does it make you think differently about the stories you want to tell and the legacy you're creating for her to look back on someday?
So, so my daughter is 17. She's I could talk about her for days. She's very wise beyond her years. Like if you sat and talked to her, you'd think she's like 38. So she understands what I do. So she would never take offense to any roles that I would have to play. She would get it and know why I'm doing it. But just the fact of, what she's told me in the past, like even just recently for Father's Day, her seeing me do this, it's teaching her a lot. And she told me, and she said, she always tells me that she's proud of me, so anything that I do, just doing my career in any role that I play, just out there doing what I love, I think is influencing her. And like she, from her own words, so it's not necessarily the characters. It's just the fact that she understands, like, my dad has a passion and he's doing it. And, you're setting
That's beautiful.
So yeah.
That's beautiful. Oh, I gotta highlight this. Your dad says, "Gotta go, son. I need my sleep. I am so proud of you." Oh,
Night, Dad.
love you.
Get your rest.
That just touches my heart. The show of support here from your family and your manager. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
So sweet. Gosh. Yeah. Steve said, "Oh my God, did me and Reavis just become best friends?"
Yep.
He's relating to you a lot.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did.
Tab said, honestly, I could picture you in Daredevil after your role of Lyle, kicking butt and taking names.
Man, Daredevil is so good. It is so good. So good. Daredevil was really good.
Right? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I could totally see that. You project that badass energy so well. Like, yeah, you would nail that. You would nail that kind of energy. Um, got, I don't want to hold you up. You've been with us for almost an hour and a half now. So
I'm having fun. So everything is fun. Yeah.
Okay, we can keep going because I still have more questions saved.
Yeah, bring them on. Bring them on.
Awesome. All right. Well, Grant was wondering what you think about the Philly Eagles' chances next season. What do you think?
Going back to the Super Bowl. Going back. I'll put money on it now. We're going back. There's no way. We can't. We got a quarterback who is focused, and I think he's still underrated, and he's taking account on that. He's taking receipts. We got one of the best players on offense. We got a great receiving core. Our defense is young and great. Come on. Like, let's go. I want the season to start tomorrow. We're already the first game we're playing the Cowboys, and my friend, we're gonna be in Vegas, so I'm gonna be in Vegas watching the game. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I need the season to start right now.
Nice.
No.
Nice.
Are they playing the Raiders?
No, we're playing the Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
Yep, the Thursday night, the first game. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's go. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Karl's a big Raiders fan here.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys would be better this year, you know.
Right. Yeah, for us there's nothing but up technically, but yeah. Well, we're putting
you got Gino and a new running back, and I like Bowers is good. He helped me get to my championship game in my fantasy. So yeah.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, your answer to the question about being a girl dad and your daughter, Tabitha said, great answer. Love that you're showing your passion, and she is supporting. And she's a boy mom, been a veteran of the military, so she thinks a lot about her legacy that she's leaving for her sons too. So
thank you for your service first. So.
Yeah, just retired after, I believe, 20 years in the military.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's awesome. Grant was wondering, he must have found this on IG or something. He said, did you get everything on your birthday present list your daughter made you? He does his research.
He did. Because I have it on there. I don't know. I don't remember if I got everything. It didn't matter. It was hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh man. And some birthdays have, oh my gosh. What was it? 2 years ago. We all hung out, got hotels and kicked it for the weekend. And my daughter, I don't know for how long, she always goes to my sister and says, hey, can we get this for my dad? Can we do this? I remember one time she was little, probably 7 or 8. And she went to my sister and she's like, can I get my dad something for his birthday? And she's like, what? She said Xbox. And my sister was like, hell no, but we'll get him something else. She's going to ask. And one year they got me a cake with my face on it from this picture when we were at a wedding. It was hilarious. And it's all because of my daughter. She all comes up with all these ideas and tells my sister. And so I don't know. And I love it. She always knows what to do to make me have a good time, make me happy. So.
Oh, I love it. That's beautiful. And Steve said this is going so well. We might have a new addition to weekly story times, Wednesdays with Doug and Tuesdays with Reavis. Yeah.
Fine with it. I'm fine with it.
Well, wait till they hear. I mean, yeah, we could talk from. I mean, hey, you want to talk from? You need people to talk from with. We got you back. We got your back here. We love to talk theories.
I told you, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. That last episode just threw me out. It threw me out the window. I was like, what? That's it. I don't know what to think anymore. It's done. So
yeah. You fell out of the lighthouse too, or what? Is that what you're saying?
I think, yeah, I did. I fell out the lighthouse too because I didn't know anymore. I couldn't. Everything I thought I knew what's happening on my theories, it's done. I just threw them all out.
Oh, I know, right? The man in yellow just changed the game for everything. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Man in Yellow, but yeah, we love it. Yeah, Tabitha said, shoot, have Reavis join a story time. What are his thoughts, his theories? Well, we can start building more theories together because it's wild right now.
Yeah.
Tabitha, you're welcome. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I need to rewatch the last season too, just to get my theories back in my head. I had so many. And then I just got confused. So
you just need to check out some of Julie's playlist. You'll be able to.
You know what? I probably will.
Yeah.
I probably will.
And check us out on Wednesdays with Doug.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. Hey, If you ever want to join and chat with us, Doug is a blast to talk to too, and couldn't be any more different than the man in yellow. Very personable and funny, and you'd never dream he's this guy who ripped Jim's throat out. This creature, whatever he is.
Yeah, you're safe for now from him,
Yeah.
For now.
And let's see, what else do we have here? So Dieter wanted to know what you thought of the season 3 finale. Like, what did you think of the revelation about the reincarnation, that Tabitha and Jade are reincarnated? What do you think about that twist?
Okay, so I honestly, when I saw that happen, I didn't know what to think. I started thinking about time travel. I started like, was there another portal somewhere? Like, I honestly but reincarnation, so that just opens up something new for me. I'm like, and it has to be a possibility. Like, why not? So I didn't think about that, to be honest, but that makes complete sense now. But everything, to me, everything is on the table. Like, everything is on the table, all the possibilities. So
yeah. The only stuff they ruled out, I watched an interview where the showrunners ruled 2 things out, which I was so thankful for. They said it's not a dream and it's not purgatory. So that's good. I'm glad to know that they are not dreaming. It's not purgatory. Those would be terrible endings, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm glad it's not a dream. I didn't think about that. I was thinking purgatory. I was thinking that, definitely, and that's just because of the monsters and then them being stuck. So you easily think that's what it is. Like, what did they do? What did they do so bad in all of their past to bring them here?
Why are they being punished?
Right. Exactly.
Seriously. Mm-hmm. Yeah. On Friday nights, we actually have a running theme night where we call it From Academy with our friend Doc here, and we dive into a different From related topic every week. And he said, "Tell you what, Reavis, I will waive your tuition if you want to attend From Academy. It's free anyway."
No, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, we have fun with that. Grant said, "Gotta head out. It was fun researching you, Reavis. Look forward to meeting you." As a quote I heard, "Acting is my life. This is what I do. I try and make people forget about the world for a little while." Yeah, I like that.
I love that. That's it. Like I said, knowing that time I spent with my family watching movies, you felt like you were away from the world. If I can give, and that's one thing that I love. If I can give somebody a feeling and make them feel like they were just whatever feeling they had, then I did my job, because they weren't thinking about what's going on with work or what they're struggling with. They wanted to take time to sit down and watch whatever I was in. And that makes me appreciative. So that's what I love to do. If I get that response, I'm great.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Because I felt like you was trying to kill all the Greek Sal's boys.
I was. I was. I have a I've talked to Nick and Harold, the guys that got away, and I was just like, y'all, like season 2 needs to start with me coming back to get y'all. Like, I don't know why. Like, it just has to be, I'm like it, talking about Daredevil. I love how this season started right from what happened in that last episode before it. I just think that was a great segue to get into that. So I'm just thinking that now. I was like, whatever they do with Sax, if he died or if he's in the hospital, Lyle, like, you killed Billy, you killed all my boys, and then you kill Sax. Like, my whole objective is to come after you. Why can't they start with that?
Right.
Like, and Lyle doing it by himself. I don't need no help. Like, right. I'm getting revenge on my own.
I think it should be Lyle and Genesis powering up and telling Royce to take a vacation.
Could be.
Yes.
Could be.
Seriously. You and Genesis, you could be I don't know about power. Well, wait, was she the one who was dating the girl?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think she
yeah.
was
She's
with
in
the
the
girl.
girls.
So it
Yeah.
wouldn't be a power.
Yeah, she's into girls. So I was gonna say power couple, but maybe not. But who knows? Maybe she likes guys too.
Yeah.
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 That would be cool anyway. But just to see team up, because I think Genesis is gonna have to step up. Royce doesn't seem to have what it takes
Yeah.
to take over for Saxton, I'm afraid. He's
Yeah.
too a bit too sensitive, you know?
Yeah. And maybe he might toughen up too. We'll see. Just because that could be his arc for season 2 is learning how to toughen up.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because he has no choice. He's got to step up. That
Indeed.
even talking to I get chills. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, just the possibility of it happening. Like, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. So
We'll be cheering you on and hoping for that for you, because that would be amazing. I want to see Lyle move up in the organization now and go after those guys who got away. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotta
Absolutely.
make that. You gotta make that leather jacket iconic. You know.
Oh, first I will. I will do that. I will do that. Don't let me wear the leather jacket again, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Tabitha said, "You definitely inspired me tonight, Revis. So thank you. Here I am enjoying your badass portrayal of Lyle, and bam, now mad respect for sure."
I got respect for you too. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Samuel said, Lyle is the muscle, Genesis is the brains, Royce is the legend, the scar story / lie. Huh. Thanks,
I
Samuel.
like that. I like that. I like that.
Absolutely.
So many different ways they could go into these next seasons. Like, I actually found a YouTube video with Latoya talking about they have 5 seasons planned.
Oh wow!
No way.
Yeah, I
Wow!
found it because I found it and I was just like I had to stop watching it because I get too excited and I'm like, so we'll see.
Wow.
Do it.
Because
Do it.
we were just wondering about that, right, Karl? Like, how many seasons could this go? Like, is this a 3 season kind of show, or does this have legs? And with the depth of this conspiracy, this could have legs to go
Yeah.
5 seasons. I could see that.
I
Look
mean,
it up. Like I said, I found it on YouTube. She had an interview and she said she has 5 seasons planned. So it's
because I mean the story goes all the way to the White House. This is this
it could be.
Tucson, or rather Phoenix, where we're at. This is like global.
Yeah.
So let's see
Yeah.
what Howard Hughes was talking about, saying that
Mhm.
something important, and
Exactly.
Lyle can be right there making it happen.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So guess we'll see.
With Alice said, yes, thank you for helping us escape into the 1970s. We all need some escapism,
Yeah, we do.
like we're all going through different struggles in our lives. And like what we were talking about a minute ago. Yeah, that's a service that shows like this do for us. We can escape into it and have these awesome conversations. And yeah, we all deal with so much that we need a break from. Just take a mental vacation from it, and you know, and form theories. In this community, we love forming theories, and I didn't expect this to be a theory crafting kind of show, but Karl and I came up with a theory that Joey was going to be alive and that he was going to be revealed to be Xavier. We came up with that
Yeah.
during our
Oh
episode
man.
5 live stream, and it turned out to be true. We were pretty psyched about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even see that coming. I didn't even know about it. But I saw that and I was like, oh wow. Okay. So
Yeah. Me and Julie kind of just put the clues together. Like, hey, Joey puts people together. Xavier puts people together. We haven't seen Joey. We haven't seen Xavier. So we were like, ding.
Yep. Yep. And just talking
Yeah.
about it so much, you figured, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It's a hell of a twist. It's a lot more interesting than just did Saxton really order the hit on Joey or not. We were just thinking about it like, hey, what if he's still alive? The CIA and the FBI seems to be covering up this death with a fake police report, how the explosion actually happened. Well, this is fishy. Why are they covering that up? We thought maybe he's still alive. And, then you go down deeper into rabbit holes. Like we go deep into rabbit holes on this channel. So in this one scene, Royce was reading a book, The Terminal Man by Michael Crichton, and I Googled it. And it's about the dangers of mind control. So what was going on back then? You had MK Ultra, the real life CIA program that was going on, and it actually ended in 1972. So I put that in our theory too. Like maybe they got a hold of Joey, brainwashed him, and now that's why he's Xavier. He might have, he might not even have memory of who he is anymore. So that's going deeper down the rabbit hole we like to do here. But yeah, the very basic part of the theory, we were psyched that actually turned out to be true, and I think it's a fun twist for next season to see Xavier's alive, see what's going on with him and his network. Yeah, and then as far as MK Ultra, who knows? But I mean, hey, it's possible. This show has already turned out to be way deeper than it seemed in the beginning. So
yeah, see, and that's what I love about it. And I'm so happy that like so many people like you guys like just are in it, and I love that. Like I love it, and that's what I've seen. That's just the responses of everybody watching it and deciding what's going to happen and what they were paying attention to. Like I love it. Like I really do. It makes me happy, and there's no reason HBO can say no to more seasons. That's all I'm going to say. Too many people enjoyed it. So
I'm looking forward to Xavier giving you a call and letting you know what's up.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. How can HBO possibly screw this up? They can't. They've got to renew this show. We've gotta we gotta like petition HBO to renew it and give us more.
Hey, the more that you guys market it and tag it and talk about it, there's no way it can't happen. I mean, they listen to the public. If everybody liked it, they keep hearing about it. So yeah. So keep talking about it, keep promoting it. It's gonna happen.
We're doing what we can, we're out here like every week we've been promoting it and I made that theory and yeah, so gotta hope that they're gonna do the right thing and smart thing and renew this show because too many great shows end with a mystery just dangling and you never find out what's gonna happen. Tabitha had a fun question. If the Duster crew had a signature karaoke song after a big heist, what would it be? There was so much great music in the show, so much amazing 70s and late 60s music too, by the way.
I would say any James Brown song. That's what I would say. Any James Brown song. So definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Cool song. Sure. Yeah.
Any of it.
Yeah. Do you have any I think I said this earlier, but is there anything upcoming that you want to promote that you have coming up? Anything specific? That you're able to talk about or allowed to talk about?
Yeah, well, the big thing right now is just I mean, and I always promote him. Sydney Smith. Check him out on Instagram. He did his first special 2 years ago. Really successful. 250,000 views on YouTube. He has 2 planned in November 6th and 7th. I'm always promoting him. He's great at what he does. And like I said, we're talking now. We're meeting every couple of weeks to figure out a plan to when we're going to start, filming the stuff that he has. And definitely stay tuned to that because it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a lot of different stories told that you've probably never seen before. And like I said, just being on the independent thing is just the budget and things like that. But definitely stay tuned because I love his mind. He's a business guy. He gets things done, and he's put me in everything that he does anyway. So so it's going to be good, and I'm ready to start getting that off the ground. So just definitely stay tuned to to his social media, mine, and you'll see more about what we have coming out soon.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I forgot to highlight this earlier, but our friend Just Me, she actually hasn't watched Duster, but she said, Reavis is so likable. I just might give Duster a try. Please do. Duster is amazing.
It's a good show. It's a good show. Thank you.
Yeah, and everybody is just loving. We've all loved this conversation, and I agree with Tabitha that our friend Doug Hughes would probably love chatting with you. Yes, he's an awesome guy too, and he also knows a lot about adversity and perseverance. It took him many years of really grinding before he got where he wanted to be in his acting career. I mean, he auditioned for the same theater company every year since like the late 70s, and finally I think he finally made it in the 90s. And so yeah, it's just about the grind, and you know all about that. Like you're grinding away and just pushing through all the no's to get where you want to be, which
Yeah.
is awesome. I see that same kind of can-do spirit in you.
You gotta have it. Like, even recently I had auditioned for something I really wanted and I don't think I got it, but it's just like, what can I do? Am I gonna stop? Like, you know, I have my little feels for a day and I keep going. That's all I can do.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. Steve's like, yeah, watch Duster. My best friend
that's
Reavis
right. That's
Dorsey is in
right.
it. Yes.
That's right.
Tabitha said, I have to head to bed, fam. It was truly amazing to get to know you more, Revis, and thank you for sharing your passions, your drive, inspiring us, making us laugh. I second everything that she said there, 100%.
Good night. Good night, and thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks, Tabitha. Absolutely. Thank you so much. We love you too, and good night.
Yes,
Uh,
always. Always. Night.
absolutely. Alice said, Parliament and Funkadelic were my family's favorite. I hope they put them in the show as a musical selection. That'd be cool.
Man, the music was just there. That's the thing about timepieces. Like, if you do it right, everything has to fit. Everything has to fall in line. Like the cars, the music, just everything was just fit perfectly. And that makes the show even better. Because you could have been off. You could have been off with one of those, and it would have turned somebody off. So
Yeah, the clothes,
Absolutely.
the cars, the music, the locations. It took us back to the 70s for sure. It was awesome. Congratulations on being part.
no, thank you,
Seriously.
thank you. I still I'm still speechless because I'm so thankful for this opportunity and what it may lead to. Like I'm grateful every day. I don't have to be here. I didn't have to have these opportunities. Like, even though I felt like I worked hard, I still didn't have to get them, but I did. So I'm grateful. That's it. Truly grateful.
Yeah. Well, your hard work is paying off for sure, keeping that grind going. And yeah, you seem like an amazing, down to earth, awesome human being, and just so deserving of all the good things. Like I really hope to see more of you on Duster, and see you move up in that organization as Lyle. That would be so dope.
Yeah.
And but it's so smart that you're also, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You're looking at whatever else you can do in the meantime, because like nothing is guaranteed in this business, but whatever whatever it takes, you're gonna find your way. You're gonna find the roles that are right for you, and you clearly have what it takes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, definitely. you know, like I said, I think, unfortunately, a lot of people aren't able to find their passion or something that they really love in life. They kind of get stuck in just the uh, regular everyday what I'm supposed to do. But once you find something that you're passionate about and that you love, it changes your life completely. And I think that's something we all need, is to find something where we love and passionate about, because it gives you a purpose in life, no matter what it is. But it just completely gives you a purpose and a joy from your soul. So if like I said, if when I'm not on set or not doing anything, I'm like, oh, I get in my feels a little bit, but that's when I just have to keep working on something, because it's just what I love. Like, and there's no other choice. There's no other choice.
Right on.
right, it's the right attitude to take. And yeah, it takes some people longer than others. And you gotta have your priorities straight too, and you put family first, and you gotta sometimes put your dreams on hold for a while. But it's when to happen, it'll happen. Yeah. Um, um, yeah, I mean, this has been awesome. Like, I one thing, oh, I will ask another From related question, but I don't wanna hold you up all night long. But this one is interesting. What's your favorite character on From? I am curious to know this. You have a favorite, and why?
I don't know if I have a favorite. Why? What is his name? The Chinese kid.
Kenny.
Penny.
Kenny.
He might be my favorite because I feel like he's brought some humbleness and groundness to the show and some realism. Like he's always trying to be. He's the conscious mind of everything that's going on. You know, he's a kind person, but it brings you back to like kind of what matters. You know, especially with him losing his dad and then being there for mom, and then when he loses mom, you know, and then caring for that girl. It's just he's been the heartfelt person of the whole show, you know, and you definitely feel for him, you know, and can relate to him as well. So he might have to be my favorite character. Yeah.
He's definitely real, man. He's suffering. He's suffering
No,
for.
he is. He is. He definitely is. But it's like he still gets through it. He gets through it and does what's needed. You never see him, even though he may have lost a little bit, he didn't stray far away from what he needed to do. He didn't go do anything crazy and get himself killed or do something dumb. He still kept it together and focused on the community, the people there. Like, okay, what do I need to do? What do we need to do today? You know. So
and that message from his mom just before they went into that cave brought him back. He came back. Exactly. He's real. That's a great take. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just to pivot back to Duster, Dieter had asked, how do you think Duster speaks to what's happening in today's world? Do you think that it resonates, that there are still issues in there that resonate despite being set in the past?
Personally, I think that honestly, this country has had issues that's never gone away.
Yeah.
It's just like old fashions or old clothes. You see things recycle all the time. This is something that continuously happens in this country. And it hasn't gone away. You know, I think things are not so bad. Like it could be bad and worse in different ways, but it's not so in your face. And as far as, you know, going outside and I can kill somebody today and get away with it. But there's different ways of how things are still happening because of what's evolved in this country. And, you know, but it's still the same. You know, like we were talking about before, that I think that you see what Nina goes through. You see how she had to handle that and navigate it despite of what was done to her, you know, trying to be an FBI agent. Then you see Saxton where he was like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to do what I want to, you know. You see how different people had to navigate through the same challenges.
Right.
So today, it's the same, you know. It's people trying to navigate through everything that's going on. It's a lot. But different people are handling it different ways. Some people are just like, I don't care. I'm still going to live my life. I'm going to do this. You've seen other people get worried and scared and try to get their families together and decide what they're going to do. So it's the same. It's the same thing. It's kind of sad because you wish at some point it would stop. And it's sad to say, but it's like a staple in this country. And that's the worst part about it. Something that you just that's just is what it is. Hopefully, you know, you know, hopefully it'll all go away one day. You know, it's hard because of the history and what's going on today. You know, you want to be pessimistic, just because of the facts, but you have to keep hope and say things are hopefully going to change. You know, my daughter says this to me a lot. She feels her generation have the opportunity to make a lot of change. She says that to me. Because she's pointing out too, like she's seen a lot of the bad stuff. She's like, Dad, she'll come home and tell me, she's like, Dad, kids are doing this, kids are doing that. But then she says to me sometimes, she's like, however, she's like, I do feel like my generation can possibly change some things in a better direction. I was like, I hope so, you know, because that's what it's gonna need. It's what happens is like it's just generations are teaching younger generations that hatred. And so they carry it on. So it has to get to a point to where that hatred is not taught. And it's not, you know, so that's the only way for it to go away.
Yes.
So we have to look towards the next generation and us, you know, we have to stop teaching that as well. We have to do our due diligence. You know, just you look at DUSTER and you see, you know, so you see Saxton working with Jim and vice versa. I mean, that's how it has to be. Everybody from different cultures has to actually come together and work together. You know, it's as we've always said, this whole conversation is not about one person. You have to have a community. You have to have other working parts to make the whole idea work. And that's another part. I feel a lot of people aren't working together. There's a lot of people focused on themselves and don't have empathy or care for others. But I think if people just started showing a little bit of care and empathy and respect is, I'm big on respect. They just showed that, I think, you know, things would change in a positive direction. That's what has to happen.
That's a great message. Absolutely. We all need to like work together, and we need to have communities like this one who respect one another and have love for each other. And everything will be better. We'll all start pulling on the same end of the rope, and we'll make this country a better place, you know, because respect from me to you to everybody in the chat, you know, love for everybody.
Exactly.
Yes. We talk about that a lot on this channel, actually, as a community. You know, a lot of the shows that we cover are based on trauma and how people deal with trauma and find their purpose in the midst of it. And we talk a lot about the lack of empathy. I talk a lot about that because so you just said a mouthful. I could not agree more with what you said about the state of the world, and it really lacks empathy, basic empathy toward other human beings, the ability to just put yourself in their shoes, imagine what they're going through, and then work together, instead of you know, vilifying the other, you know, us versus them, that kind of mentality. No, we need to embrace diversity and community, come together. And you know, I always loved the quote, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. And like you, I mean, I really do. I have hope that with every generation, we're getting closer and closer to that. Like we are, yes, we still have some of the same problems, unfortunately, that we had decades ago. But I do think there's progress. And with every generation, we're moving a bit closer to where we need to be. And teaching from a young age that diversity is a beautiful thing. Hatred is learned. It's not ingrained in us. We're not born with it. It's taught. So I just love the message you stated. It's so inspiring, and I could not agree more. That's all. Yeah. And by the way, you have a YouTube channel. Dieter found your YouTube channel. Is this something that you use at all? He posted.
I have some stuff on there. Some stuff is on there here, and there's, I think some videos I've put up here and there. I don't even know what's on there, but yeah, I have a lot of different things on there. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so yeah, check out Reavis's channel. We did put it. You put it in the chat so that people can check it out. And thank you, Dieter. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you, Reavis. We'll Reavis. I said it again. Reavis. I gotta get your. I hope I've been saying it right during most of this live.
You have. See, now we're friends, so it's just like my people close to me just call me Rev. That's easy.
Oh, there you go. Rev. Right on. Yeah.
Rev. I
Rev it
love it. That's a cool nickname. Nice.
Thanks. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being so generous with your time and hanging out with us. It's been so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Anytime
you.
you want to come back and chill with us and talk from. Sorry,
Oh,
go ahead.
definitely. Yeah. That's gonna happen. That is gonna happen for
Check
sure.
it out on Wednesday for real. Wednesday
Okay.
and From Academy on Friday.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out for sure because
Mhm.
that show, man, it got me. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a head scratcher. That's why we're covering it year round. Like people theory craft on this year round. So
Well,
yeah, you're welcome anytime. You want to come hang with us, come hang with us and Doug and talk to our man in yellow buddy. And yeah, I think he'd enjoy talking to you. He loves hearing from the fans. We do call in lives where people can call in to the panel and chat with us. So yeah,
we'll
you're
we'll,
welcome anytime.
we'll talk to
Yes, just
about getting you on there so you can throw it out, you know?
all right. Yeah, for sure.
me says, yes, you're welcome to theorize with us. She's like, no, Dieter says, yeah, see you next week. Join our Discord. Yeah, I have a Discord too, where we do watch parties and it's fun. Discord is a fun way to keep the conversation going. Um,
Okay.
Samuel said, hopefully you get a chance to rev your engine if we get more seasons.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, with you guys' help too. Like I said, promote, say whatever, like share whatever, because that's just gonna help. Like, so
Right.
everything helps.
We're gonna do our part.
Julie's doing her part for real.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys a lot. I really do. Really do.
Yeah.
Season 2
Well,
coming.
yes, season 2. Come on, let's get that announcement out there. We're just, I keep checking, waiting for updates, and hopefully it'll be coming before long. But yeah, in the meantime, good luck with everything that you've got going on, your upcoming projects, and we just hope the best for you, and we'll be rooting for you to get season 2 going and get back in gear. It's gonna be some upheaval, some new leadership. Saxton's gone. Maybe you can move up as Lyle. And yeah, can't wait to see.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Yeah, and I'm going to be joining too. So definitely. Thank you guys so much. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Much respect.
Appreciate the support too. So that's big.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Dieter says, thank you so much for your time. You're an amazing and kind person. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and we'll share your Instagram too, so that everybody can find you on Instagram. Absolutely. I'm going to add your Instagram info to the description of this video because a lot of people, are not late night. Sometimes, like I have a large replay gang who watches these after it airs if they go to bed early. So, so those of you watching on the replay can find, you'll be able to find Revis's Instagram in the description of this video, so you can follow him and see what his upcoming projects are going to be. And anyway, have a great night. Thank you again for your time. Thank you so much for this awesome discussion.
Yeah, you guys too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
Okay. Good night. Yeah, when you're ready to leave, there's a little button on the bottom where you can just hit leave studio. See if on the bottom there. Okay. Yeah. You see where it is?
Perfect. Yes. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.
Yep. Ooh. Oh, they want to let me leave.
You're stuck here with us. There we go. There we go. That was a lot of fun.
He is a G for real. Yeah.
Yeah. He is a cool guy. What an awesome person. Hung with us for 2 hours and yeah, that's amazing. And I loved his outlook on life, his can-do attitude about persevering through adversity and and what he said about the lack of empathy in the world. Wow. I talk about that all the time. Like that really hits home for me. could not agree more with everything you said.
Well,
Yeah, just me. He's a
as
cool guy.
as empathetic as you are, I know that meant a lot.
Seriously. Yeah, he's a great fit for this community because that's exactly how we feel, and we try to be empathetic to each other, and at least be a support system for each other in this you know insensitive world we live in. um this is way better than pre-recorded interviews. Yeah, Dieter, anytime I can do these live, I absolutely want to do them live because it's so fun to get to interact with the chat, and the chat asks questions, and and guests love it too. I mean, it's an awesome experience. So I anytime I have the opportunity to do these live, I will. Sometimes there isn't an option, and that's awesome too. I'm just grateful for any opportunity to do an interview for sure. Uh, oh, Dieter said I chatted with him a little bit on Instagram. He's like Doug. Yeah, he's responsive like Doug. That is so cool. Yeah, that's amazing. Just me said I held off of anything glory for this one. LOL. Yeah, good call there, just me. We love our after dark digressions, but yeah, eventually, yeah, with guests on, we've got to be on our best behavior.
Yeah,
Uh,
good A&D by
Yeah, good call. Not sure he's ready for that since he's new. Yeah, maybe if he wants to come hang out with us, well, he seems like such a chill, fun guy that he'd be down with it. But we've got to, have our professional hats on for these interviews. So, yeah. Um,
Don't worry. Get him.
Steve,
Go ahead.
no, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say we'll get Revis talking about glory holes soon enough.
Yes, yeah, it won't be long. Yeah, you look
Mhm.
how Doug became one of us. And I remember thinking when Doug first started joining regularly, I was asking, Dieter, okay, maybe cool it with the dirty stuff for this live because you gotta be professional with the guest. But next thing you know, Doug is telling dirty limericks. So hey, anything goes now with Doug. Uh, he's cool with it. Steve said, "Can't stop me now, Dieter. I see how you tried to slow me down to gain the upper hand. You're in this XP race again. I see. Let the XP farm begin." Too funny. Um, I'm sorry I didn't see this before, but with Alice said, it was really nice learning about you here. Thank you for sharing with us. Yeah, what a cool guy. What a cool guy. Lyle for boss. Yes. Like Dieter said, let's at least move him up in the organization. I'd love to see it. Yeah, just me. I knew you wouldn't. Just me, yes. Everybody here knows to be on our best behavior for the interviews, and I appreciate you guys. But we're not uptight here. We like to digress. And hey there, Mackie. Nice to see you. We're just about to wrap up here. This is just a special live that we did to interview Reavis Dorsey, the henchman, Saxton's henchman on Duster, and we're yeah, just missed him, Mackie. Didn't watch Duster yet. Well, after you watch it, you can always come back and watch the replay of this. He was what a cool guy to talk to. Absolutely loved that conversation. Yeah, sorry you missed it. But there's always the replay once you watch Duster. And always good to see you, Mackie. Um, so yeah, I think we should wrap this up. I'm hearing thunder out there. I was gonna go walk like I need to do, but I think we might be having more storms. Damn, yeah. Looks like I'm gonna be pacing around in the kitchen instead of walking outside. It is We had some thunderstorms earlier that were crazy. The power run out briefly and came right back, thankfully. I wouldn't have been able to do this live nearly as well without power. But it looks like right now an 100% chance of thunderstorms. Great for me. But I gotta get off and do some type of some type of walk now,
Pause.
even if it's yeah. Um, yeah, I'll take care of myself. Likewise, my heart. You're sweet, Mackie. Yeah, yeah. There's thunder out there again, so I'll be. It just started storming where you are too, huh, Doc? Yeah. Whatever weather I'm having, usually it's going to be the same in that vicinity, and he's in Fall River, Mass. So he's got some he's got some thunderstorms over there too. Hopefully you don't lose power. Let's hope that's no fun. Let's hope we don't lose power. Yeah, Doc, if you want to throw a movie on in the Discord, absolutely, we can do that. Sure thing. Um, Best behavior, yes, Bill. I know it's hard for us. We like to joke around and keep it loose, but yeah, we gotta be on our best behavior for these interviews. So there's gonna be I am waiting to hear. Let me actually, while I'm on here, I'll check my email. I'm waiting to hear back from the agent for let's see, the agent for Dan Tracy. And she said, Dan would be happy to speak with you. Please let me know next steps. He plays Agent Grant on Duster. Agent Grant is the one who was after Nina, who tried to kill her, and she took him out in the finale. So yeah, he's going to be the next interview. We'll let you know when that's going to be happening. In contact with his agent, just waiting to hear what his availability is. But he said yes, that he would be happy to do it. So I'm really excited about that. And if he would do it live, then we'll do it on a live stream just like this, and we'll take your questions. But if not, then it'll be pre-recorded, and I'll let you know about that. And if it's pre-recorded, I'll take some fan questions and bring those to the interview. So either way, I want to make your voices heard for that. He's a really interesting character, quite a villain on the show. So that's going to be next on the schedule for interviews. And at the end of this month, I'm going to be pre-recording an interview with the incredible, legendary Keith David on July 28th. And I'm really honored to have the opportunity to do it as someone who's brand new to this. I mean, not brand new, but pretty new to this whole process. So I'll keep you posted on that, but I'm going to be pre-recording it. That one is not live because Keith David is incredibly busy. So he does press junkets, and yeah, I was able to get a slot that day on his press junket. I'll be able to talk to him. I'm really honored and grateful to have that chance to do it, and so that will be July 28th, and they'll give me access to the video, and then I'm gonna release it on the channel as soon as I have it delivered to me. So yeah, yeah, Keith David's amazing. God, he's been in some legendary movies, including The Thing, which is really one of the best films ever made. Uh, and They Live. We could maybe do some watch parties in the Discord for some Keith David stuff. Uh, that just blows my mind. To have the chance to talk to him, I'm gonna be losing my mind with nervousness, but just grateful for the chance. So yeah, Keith, yeah, ask Keith David if he's a From fan next. That would be nuts. Imagine if he's a From fan too. I asked Reavis before this live started, uh, if he's ever heard of From, and I was expecting him to say no because it's on such an obscure streaming service, but he said, "I'm obsessed with that show." Literally, those are his words. I'm obsessed with it. I said, "Oh my God, this is like meant to be. You've come to the right place then." We are all obsessed with it here. Yes. Yeah, thanks, Dieter. I keep trying to highlight it and it disappears. Yes, thank you very much. This was an amazing live stream. Thank you. Uh, the Thing watch party confirmed. Sure. We'll do a watch party for The Thing. Hell yeah. We'll plan a night, maybe, I don't know, maybe one night this weekend. We'll figure it out and we'll announce it in the Discord for sure. I need to watch it again now and really hone in on his character. Yeah. Uh, Bill Jill says, "Oh, so all of the bad guys want to do interdives, huh?" I didn't even think of that. The three interviews I have confirmed are all like bad guys. Uh they're all villains.
They're all
Yeah,
like, element.
they're
Are you,
all part of some kind of criminal element. Yeah, so I'm
maybe
interviewing all the criminals.
are you like attracted to like thug?
I guess I am. I guess I am. What can I say? I like the bad boys. So
Yes.
and I guess they like me because I happened to get three bad boy interviews from Duster, and yeah, and who knew? I'm like the stereotypical good girl, goody two shoes type myself. Like I might as well be a Disney character with the woodland creatures following me around and birds landing on my finger. uh Ridiculously innocent for somebody my age, and yet I got these bad boys coming to do interviews on the bad boy characters
Now,
coming to do interviews here.
you, you've seen the car that might be an indication of something as well.
Yes, that's a thuggish car, right? Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we've got a guy who's a bit on the thuggish side right here with that car. uh Mackie said, right, who knew good girls like bad guys? Yeah, who knew, right?
New.
That's that's totally novel. What a novel concept.
Nobody.
Steve said, I'm gonna have to learn how to do all that because so far all I can do is reply to Dieter on Discord. We'll help you, Steve. It's really not it's not the most user-friendly app, but we'll help you. Like all you have to do is DM Dieter or me, and we'll help you figure it out and join a watch party for sure. Yeah, just hit us up and we'll help you out. Can we watch both? Sure. Uh, we can watch both. We'll do a watch party for The Thing and They Live. Not necessarily on the same night because I want to be able to watch both of them, and I can't if I watch two movies back to back, I'm in too much pain. But but yeah, we'll definitely do a watch party for both. Just me fell asleep last night watching They Live. Good choice. Good choice. Great movie, but yeah, if you're tired enough, yeah, I could fall asleep to even a great movie myself,
That one's
and I frequently do.
that one's
What was that?
it's free on YouTube right now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, they did a. Samuel said, I heard they used lots of practical effects for the prequel, but overdid the CGI. Yeah, when they did the prequel, the thing in the 2010s, I loved it. I know a lot of people hated on it, but and it's not nobody can. It's impossible to equal the original, but I think they did a great job doing justice to it, so we can at least stand beside the original. And yeah, they did a bit too much with the CGI, but everybody does nowadays.
Yeah,
So
I like the story, but same thing that the monster CGI stuff I did not appreciate. But I think story wise it stands up.
yeah, yeah, story wise for sure. Um, I haven't even heard of Smoke on Apple TV, Steve, but I'll have to look it up. Apple TV has been killing it in recent years with their content. Smoke. I'll have to check that out. Uh, Doc said we should put The Thing and They Live both on at the same time in separate watch parties so I can watch them both at the same time on different devices. Oh my God. Yeah. Uh, Well, the way we divide our attention nowadays, yeah, I can imagine doing that, but no, I got to be locked in to one at a time, just one at a time for me. Uh, all right. So, yeah, like Dieter said, there are if anyone who is so inclined who wants to support the channel in any way, since we're not monetized here, there are a few different ways to do it, and Dieter has a PayPal account set up in his name, but the money actually goes toward my laptop and at the moment my treadmill. actually, my replacement treadmill, and any other channel expenses. And I have other ways too. In the description of this video, I have Cashapp and Venmo for people in the US. And there's also Dieter set up a buy me a coffee thing in my name also, which I need to get the link to and throw that in the description of the video as well. Um, Apple TV makes Monarch Legacy of Monsters, the Godzilla and Kong show. Oh, cool. Yeah, they've got all kinds of awesome content. Yeah. They used a real alien in the first The Thing, which is probably why the prequel what didn't do as well. Yeah, I doubt they managed to procure a real alien in the original, but it's one of the best movies of all time. It's up there, if not the best, in my opinion. Um, anyway, so wait, that one won't be live because I can't be trusted. Which maybe he was talking about Steve was talking about the Keith David live. Yeah, no, I would do it if I could, but Keith is a very, very busy man, and I'm just lucky to get any time with him at all. So, and I was, and it has to be one on one. So whatever, hey, I'll do whatever they say. It's got to be pre-taped. It's got to be one on one. You got it. I'm just grateful. The agent or manager for Keith David, said that he could do. So normally for these press junket interviews, 5 minutes is standard. 5 minutes is what most people get with each actor. They sit there all day doing press interviews, and each journalist or a YouTuber gets a 5 minute time slot. Well, she said I could have a 10 minute time slot or 15 if I would be willing to discuss Keith's new jazz album that he's working on. And I'm like, of course, hell yes. What am I going to say? No, of course, absolutely. I would love to let the great Keith David talk about anything he wants to talk about, and I will listen and promote. So she said it'll be 15 minutes long. Anyway, that being said,
You can,
I
you can
thank you
just
guys
put
so
me in
much.
your. You can just put me in your pocket. I'll be, just put me in your pocket, and I'll sneak in a question.
I wish I could. I wish I could. Yeah, like teleport you over here so you could at least be in the room. At least be there. Yeah, I wish teleportation devices exist. I would do that. Uh, but I'll be bringing you and everybody else here with me in spirit, and you know I'll be thinking of all you guys and just grateful for this amazing community, because I wouldn't have the opportunity to do this if it wasn't for all of you guys, uh, and your support, showing up here week after week, regardless of what show I'm covering. Even some of you guys showing up for shows I'm not covering, shows that you don't even watch that I'm covering. I truly appreciate it. I couldn't interview anybody if it wasn't for you guys and your support. So thank you so much to everybody. Brandon says, hello, everyone. Julie for Keith David. Can he answer the big question from The Thing? Yeah, this is a question on millions of people's minds. Was Childs the alien at the end? Uh, Nobody knows, though. They left it ambiguous, so we'll never know 100%. Some people believe, for sure it's one thing, but it was left open. So I'm sure even Keith David himself has no idea. I
I think
wonder what his
Kurt
opinion is
Russell.
on it.
Yeah, I think it was Kurt Russell, but yeah, I wonder what he thinks.
Yeah, it would be cool. It would be cool. Ask Mr. David one or two music-based questions if you can. Oh, I definitely will, because he's going to be promoting a new jazz album that he's working on. Absolutely. Thanks, Just Me. I personally think this is one of the best communities channels formally out there. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, I'm thrilled to have this community in my life and grateful for all of you guys so much. It's changed my life in ways I can't even begin to describe to you. And I just thank you all so much.
Thank you,
Uh,
Julie. It's because of you, Julie. Don't ever forget that. It's because of what you built. That's why we're here. Nobody else. You.
Oh, that means so much. That means so much. I'm really grateful. Thank you, Karl, for the kind words and uh, all your support, everything that you do, and everybody in the chat. And this has been an awesome interview. Uh, I'm just thrilled with how it went, and yeah, Revis was an awesome guy. I hope he comes back and hangs with us again and talks some from with us. That would be awesome, right?
Absolutely.
And yeah, um, in the comic and games, Childs is the thing. Really? Did they make it more overt? Interesting.
Yeah.
Samuel said you decide who for the movie.
Yeah, they did a comic, kind of picked up the story, and that's where they went with it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. Well, I personally don't like open endings. It drives me nuts. So, I know it's like some people like that, like they can decide in their minds, but I like to know, like, this is what happened, period. That's just me, though. Brandon said, well said, Karl, by the way.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah. Steve said, I agree. I never comment or get involved with people's streams, but everyone here is just close and family-like, just a great community. Well, that really means the world to me that you actually want to engage. Not only do you never comment or get involved with people's streams, but you come here and you get this involved, like this much. Yeah, I mean, you've become a staple member of our community here, so that means the world. Thank you, thank you. We love having you as a part of this community. You're a beautiful human being, Steve, and you're hilarious and insightful. So thank you for being a part of this family. Um, Doc said, I can't remember if it said in either version of the story. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Dieter says, I don't need to be anywhere else but here. Well, thank you, Dieter, for everything that you've done, helping me as my unpaid manager, helping me facilitate getting these interviews and, making it possible for the interview we did tonight and the ones coming up. For the next interview with Dan Tracy, who plays Agent Grant, I will keep you guys posted on when that's going to be. And of course the interview with Keith David will be July 28th, pre-taped and released subsequently to that. You're welcome, Steve. You're welcome, Steve. And anyway, thank you so much, Dieter. Yeah, you're not getting paid. I'm sorry. I wish if I could cut you a check, I would, because you deserve it. Thank you so, so much, Dieter, for everything that you do for me and this channel and the Discord and everything. Thank you so, so much. Uh, uh, I get paid with your kindness from day one. That's why I stayed. Nobody was ever so kind to me as you. Well, I'm really sorry about that because you deserve kindness, and I hope you get more kindness in your life. Uh, you're welcome, Mackie. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. You're another awesome, kind member of our community. Every single one of you guys, all of you. It goes for all of you. I, well, anyway, I could keep going on, but I think we should wrap it up here. We just passed the 2.5 hour mark. And oh, Doc said there are two versions of the Thing story. That's Who Goes There and from Frozen Hell. Frozen Hell is a longer version that was released later. Oh, I'll have to look this up. I didn't even know that there were written versions of it. Interesting. I love the Thing, so I'll have to look into that. Dream team. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think this is awesome. Yeah. Karl and I worked together getting ready for this interview and I think it just it just felt so natural. And Karl, you did an amazing job. You've never even, I mean, until recently you had never even been on a live stream, and now you're up here helping me interview an actor and just killing it like a complete natural and a professional and
Thank.
backing me up. Thank you so much.
That means a lot. Respect what you do, and I loved your channel since the moment I saw you. So thank you. My first time on screen. I hope I didn't break any cameras or any screen.
No, you did awesome, and your lighting is good and everything. It's not too dark or like you don't even have a ring light like I do, but everything looks great.
See, and then back there it's lit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it got something lit back there, literally. Yeah. Oh, it's sorry, what was that?
I just said I tried.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, you did a fantastic job. And on camera too, that's right. A lot of people are jittery being on camera the first time also, and you're just cool as a cucumber, so chill. Just clearly meant to be doing this up here with me, and I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh, Peter said, "You didn't break my camera, but my phone screen is hot for some reason."
Yeah, I've been known to make things hot sometimes. Huh.
Yeah, yeah. Dieter said he did it like he was doing it for years. 100%. Yes.
I have been doing it for this.
Doc said you have a good personality for streaming. Yeah, you really do. And
Oh,
a great voice for streaming.
oh really? Oh,
Yeah. Just me agrees. She said, Karl, you have a great voice for videos. Yes,
okay.
you do. You really do. Uh, and yeah, definitely like you should be doing voiceover work too. And, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you're so good at that. Like, we got to figure out how to get you into voiceover work.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Doug gave me some good advice. I'm gonna take him up on it. It's something that I've thought about before. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Wish.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so with that, I think we should really wrap it for real. Wrap it up now with the the wraps in the chat here. Um, pad thai. Yes, yes, I do. I think I could use some pad thai soon for sure. Right now, there's some baked ravioli that I'm going to be grabbing in the fridge. Some leftover baked ravioli, but yeah, one day this week, pad thai for sure. It sounds great. Thank you, Teeter. All right. Thank you to everybody in the awesome chat. Thank you. Good night with Alice. Thank you, Karl. And our next live will be Wednesday night, most likely with Doug Hughes joining us again. He said that he's probably going to be able to make it, and if not, if he for some reason can't, we'll just talk some season 4 from theories. That will be 10:30 p.m. Wednesday night after Tony's live, because I believe Tony will be doing his weekly from live at 8 p.m. Eastern, and he's a great lead in. And then he'll kick it over to us. We'll pick up probably about 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully, if I can be on time. Which, hey, I was exactly on time tonight. And when it counts, there's an interview to be done with a brand new person at this channel. I'm here. I can do it. So, good night, Brandon. Yeah, I hope to see you tomorrow. It's so great to see you back with us again, and I hope things keep getting better for you in your healing journey. Uh, Doc said, hubby has been working too much in the past month, and I spend the weekends by myself. Aw, pick me up Saturday. I'll pay for gas, and we can go to Thai Taste. Aw, Doc, that's so sweet. Yeah, we've got to get together. Enough already with this. We got to make this happen. With this waiting around, and I'm finally starting to fix my sleep schedule, so I think we can actually finally make plans soon. My sleep schedule's been flipped, up all night, sleeping all day for a while, but now doing better. So yeah, I would love to. I would love to get together, Doc, and finally meet somebody in person from this community. I wish we could all get together and hang out. I'm grateful that I actually met Doc because he's close enough to get together and hang out. Good night, Kelly. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Steve said, I've been pouring through Far Cry 6 gameplay and trying to find the gorillas that Doug voiced to surprise him on stream, but it's been difficult to say the least. Ubisoft games are fucking huge. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know, like, I don't know a lot about video games and stuff, but yeah, that would be awesome to be able to find it. I would love to hear a soundbite of Doug doing a video game voice. Yes, ravioli. Yum. Which I need to eat soon. I haven't eaten anything. I know you're really nice, Doc. I believe that. I already know who you are. I mean, all of these friendships we make on here, they're real no matter how far apart we are. So I know you're gonna be awesome and fun in person, just like you are online. Just a kind, lovely human being. Talk, or you can reach Julie with Buster Train. We will figure it out, Dieter. So thank you. We will figure it out. And it's just, Dieter said, Doc and Julie, you also. I'll book my flight. Yeah. I wish we could all just teleport and hang out together in one place. And it would be so easy that way and free. This travel is expensive. But all right. So we'll what, Karl?
I was saying, wrap it up, Julie. Wrap it up.
Yeah, I was just about to say. So we'll see you guys tonight at 10:30. Technically tonight, Wednesday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. With from season 4 theory crafting, and if Doug Hughes is available, which he will be, then Doug will join us for more story time. And Doc said, "Hubby is lucky I'm gay." Oh, you're a riot. Okay. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time, Wednesday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern for story time with Doug. Have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world. I saw Bush Logic in here earlier in South Africa. So I don't even know what time it is there, but we will see you next time. Have a great night or day.
Yeah. That's a theory creaking open, baby.
Yo, welcome to the screen where the plot gets bent. Julie B deep dives, not just for content. She don't react, she dissects those threads from the lens. Catching clues y'all missed when the credits end. What you know about freeze framing frames and while you blinking, she building an evidence drum. Got a notebook bigger than the lore itself. In a chat full of nerds with a mental health shelf. Yeah, she sees the glitch, peep the double cross. You just watching TV, she talk to the boss. Every theory and thesis, no throwaway guess. While y'all on season 1, she in season 8. Said rewind and slow it, zoom in, enhance. Julie B caught the symbol in the window glance. While you tweeting what just happened like a clown, she already made a flow chart, color-coded breakdown.
They don't die like us, they don't vibe like us. They binge and they bounce, we revive that trust. They skip intros, we wear refrain. You watch shows, we decode the game. They don't die like us, nah, they don't die like us.
She cracked Severance before y'all knew it was deep. Predicted the Last of Us deaths in her sleep. When the camera pans, she ain't blinking once. Catch a ghost in the glass, call it theory punch. Watch parties lit like apocalypse nights. Call-ins while they bringing alien rights.
Hey Julie, I think the trees are spies. Well, I have a spreadsheet that confirms that, guys.
Zoom in, boom in, she moving through clues. Spinning Discord in the courtrooms, Lord of views. Got mods with receipts. Time stands with heat. Every rewatch turns into a Reddit elite. You stuck on the surface, we beneath with maps. Cross-referencing lore with the rector's caps. If your fave show got secrets, don't be dumb. Julie got the chalkboard out in Frums where it's fun.
They don't dive like us, they don't vibe like us. They skim the edge, we inside that crust. They zone out, we zone in the pain. You say plot twist, we say nope, chain. They don't dive like us, nah, they don't dive like us.
What's that?
That ain't a blooper, that's a plot thread. You thought it was a shadow? She thought it was a coded message from season 3. And she's probably right. Step this way if your mind's unbent. Step that way if your theories pay rent. Say Julie B, deep dive queen. Now zoom, scroll, theorize, pull. Ain't no rabbit hole safe once she got the clothes.
They don't die.